Hello, everyone. Welcome to another MCU crew. It's Monday. It's July 18th. Jesse Cox is shimmying.
It's true.
It's the
shimmy.
Yeah.
Cocoa Puff.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That's where we're going. Wait.
Yeah. That's where I'm going.
Jesse, what film is it where the kid does that and then he like smile? Oh, that's that baseball gif. It's not a movie. You know what I'm talking about? Have you seen the baseball gif for the kids like winking at the camera at the baseball game?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought I wasn't going to get. I was worried. I wasn't. No.
I know what you. I know the guy who's like.
We got there.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
We got there.
The kid reminds me a lot of me as a kid, so I get it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you had the movement down. It was a 1-to-1 right there. It was great.
Well, I know.
It was great.
I know. It could have been me in another time.
Yeah. Bronze, what gift do you identify with?
Jeff Goldblum in the gif where he's like laying down by the hot tub. Have you guys seen that?
What?
It's kind of a deep cut.
I thought you were the zoomer here. What is it? Hold
on.
Jeff?
Of the deep cut.
Jeff
Dude,
Goldblum.
Jeff
Yeah.
Goldblum hot tub.
Yeah.
That's what you associate yourself with? That's it? That's the one?
Yeah.
Bronze.
He's playing the piano.
He's playing the piano? Next to the hot tub?
Yeah.
Bronze.
I've never seen
That's
this
what
one.
I identify with.
No.
Never seen this one.
No.
Why can't I be that?
It's her choice, Jesse. She can do what she wants, okay?
No, if I get to be the like 12-year-old in the stands winking, you got to pick something more down to earth. You can't be international superstar with the piano and a hot tub.
Ooh.
That's not fair. That's fair.
What I identify with. Doesn't mean that's what I am. I could be delusional.
If this is what we identify with, that image of Conan O'Brien outside the window looking in like
the sad.
That's what JP said. JP didn't say which one do you look like. He said which one do you identify?
Oh, I identify with that.
True.
One.
Yeah, there
always
is.
Like. Yeah,
there is a difference. Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm. I just realized I can't hear out of my right ear. These are just old things. This is what happens when you get old. You realize that certain aspects of your body just aren't working. Yeah. Just that there's no audio in my right ear. I've been sick, so now the congestion has worked its way into my ear. You know,
that'll happen.
When your nostril just like drains like that, I don't like. How does the human body
You don't
work?
ever leave the house. What did you do,
Jesse? This is the constant. I think it's my wife. I think my wife just goes out, gets coughed on by a bunch of people.
No, I agree.
And then
it's always wife and kids that get you sick. That's true.
Yeah. It's a nightmare.
Children.
Yeah. Little petri dishes just walking around.
I still can't get over how predictable I am and how Jesse clocks it every time.
What do you mean by that?
Who, me?
Jesse said somebody asked him in his chat, how do you think Bronze feels about the new Miss Marvel episode? And Jesse said she hasn't even watched it yet. She's going to watch it at 2 a.m. right before MCU crew.
Yeah.
And then this morning, Jesse was like, so where were you? We missed you. And I was like, I swear to God, I went to bed on time, woke up like a bolt at 2 a.m. and was like, I have to watch that stupid fucking show. And watched it at like 3 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
And then when my alarm went off at 8:45 today, I snoozed it until 9:30.
Man, we got to move that. That's too early. I feel like a criminal making you guys.
No, and then I snoozed it until 9:30, and then I swear to God, I blinked, opened my eyes, and it was like 9:50, and I was texting you like, I'm on my way. Oh my God.
Yeah, it happens.
But yeah,
it happens.
I'm predictable. That or Jesse just knows me really well.
I think a little bit of both.
I'd like to think.
I think both.
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Yeah. I think that's accurate. Well,
we can always rely on JP being sick.
Yes.
And
What?
Me putting off
Jesse looking
things.
fantastic.
What?
Fabulous.
Jesse
I'm
looking
like never sick.
fantastic.
What are you talking about? What?
Dude, you've been sick like the last 4 MCU.
You've been
crews.
sick a while. You got that.
Yeah.
My family
Yeah.
likes to travel, and
Whoa.
they bring you back their international
Yeah, I'm
diseases.
serious.
Yeah.
I
You've
was
been
sick
sick
last
like
week?
4 times. Yes.
You got that sickness,
Actually,
dude.
I think last week might be the 1 week you weren't sick because the week right before you were sick.
You probably were sick and just didn't have symptoms. Let's be real.
I don't recall.
True.
Have I been sick a lot
True.
lately?
Yeah.
You know what? It's age. You're just so old man.
I guess.
Hey.
You're
I
just
guess.
so old.
I gotta have I gotta start walking around in a bubble suit. That's what it is. Gotta become the bubble man.
Oh God.
Oh man.
I guess I have. I don't. I'm gonna have to
You've
go back
been
and watch.
sick, my
past
dude. You've been
episodes.
sick. You got
You've
them
been sick, yeah.
sicknesses. Ooh, wah.
Are you sure it
You're down
wasn't
with
just
it.
allergies? Like, because that
It could be allergies. I
It
mean,
could
look,
be
it's all the same.
allergies. Yeah.
I've been.
but I count that as
have
sick.
been sick the past week, but prior to this, it's
I don't know
been
if it's fair
2
to
months or
count
so.
allergies as sick, but I count allergies.
As someone with
as sick.
allergies, I count it. That shit sucks.
Yeah, allergies. Allergies are the worst. Jesse, have you had an allergen test?
I'm allergic to pollen and dust.
Yeah, so you've had one where they like prick your back with.
Every time, like
Yeah.
from March until about September, my nose, like I'm taking you reminded me, which is why I just took some pills.
Oh,
My nose and my eyes are a mess. Like there'll be sometimes during the summer, I'll just have watery eyes and people are like, "Are you okay, dude?" I'm like, "It's nice to be outside."
yeah, you got to milk it. That's exactly right. You got to milk
Yeah.
it.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's how that goes.
Unpleasant.
Well, I'm getting over this thing. I just can't hear out of my right ear. That's not sickness. That's a right ear issue.
What? And that's a sickness, dude.
Here's the fun
That's a
thing.
sickness.
Now that I know this, the last time this happened, I had to go to the doctor, right? And they got this like stupid, like literally off of Amazon because I bought the exact same thing, like a squirt bottle thing that goes into your ear.
Oh God, I've had that done.
I'm excited for it. I like it. I think it's great.
Really?
Yeah, I'm about it, man. It's fantastic.
I have to get it done regularly. I've thought about buying one.
They're cheap. They're like
because
$10.
This is such a random fact about me that I guess you will all know now.
Here we go. Random fact about
I
Bronze
got
Day.
a really bad ear infection and had to go to urgent care like a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Okay.
And during my follow-up appointment, the doctor's like looking in my ears, and I shit you not, she just says, "You have the shortest, smallest ear canals I've ever seen in my life. Like I can't even fit my tool in there."
Oh, weird.
And then I was like, "Oh," and she's like, "Also, they go like straight up. And that's probably why you get ear infections because they don't drain properly and they're just so short and small and like the freakiest little things I've ever seen." And I was
Strange.
like, "Oh," and she's like, "Yeah, you're going to have to get regular irrigation." But because of that, because they're so narrow, it also hurts like the fucking dickens every
Yeah.
time they do it. Feels like a freaking pressure like fire hose in my ear. And every single time, whatever tech is doing it is like, "Oh my gosh, you have like the smallest, narrowest ear canals I've ever seen." And I'm like, "Why does everyone keep saying this to me?"
Yeah, that's a strange thing. I didn't
But
get
yeah.
commented on my ear canal, so I guess I'm a normie. I
You
guess
probably have normal human
I'm
ones.
Norman ears over here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not me. I have some elvish
Oh,
ears or something.
that's probably
Elvish
right.
ears.
Yeah. Elvish
I
ears.
don't know.
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
let
I
you
guess
know.
they are kind of small, but like,
You got like a little elvish like point going on there.
yeah, I do. I
She-
have like little
she
elvish
took a
ears.
carver to them and like carved her ears to look. It's a body
Even if
modification
you
thing.
did, it's the commitment.
Even when
and I'm
they,
fine
you know
with
that thing they look at when they push it in there, I'm always like, like jumping, and they're like, "Sorry," and then they gotta like push it in
Really?
there, and I'm like, "Yeah."
Man. Maybe I'm
And
the
a lot of my
weirdo because
friends
I
are
like
like,
that. I'm
No,
like,
it
oh
just
yeah, get in
it
there.
goes
Oh
in.
You
yeah,
like when they get in there,
I like
JP?
it. I'm into it.
You like when they're deep inside there?
Oh,
You
I
like when
ask
they're
them
in your
if
ear
they're
like
seeing
that?
any good stuff in there.
Nice,
It's
buddy.
if you
Nice.
need me to adjust, let me know. I'm here to help
Wow.
you because you're helping me in a big way.
That is true. I'm like that too. When I go to the doctor, I'm like, "What do you need? What can I do to make
Yeah.
this easier on you?" And they're like,
Let me
"What?"
help
And I'm
you.
like, "You want me to like bend over or something? Whatever you need from me, I'll do it." And they're like, "Sir, we do not." I'm like, "I will bend over.
Yeah.
You want to get up in there?" Like, "Sir, that's not why you're. It's not what you need me to cough." Let me pull down my pants real quick, sir. Please stop. I will
Oh
do
my
it.
god.
I will pull my pants if you need me to. They're like, nope.
Y'all
don't.
are so funny. I think the only thing do you like having things put in your ear, JP?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
What? Most people I know jump if you have to put something
Now
in your
here's
ear.
the
Maybe that's
thing.
just me.
Here's the thing. Don't mind the ear. However, took me literal months of actual therapy to get over the dentist. Couldn't tell you why. I didn't like
Really?
have a bad experience as a kid, but I had like massive dental anxiety or
Really?
dentist anxiety.
I think when I was a kid, so when I was very, very young, I don't know, like baby, I had to have an X-ray done, and like a bolt or something fell right here, and it like damaged my teeth. So
Ooh.
when my teeth grew in, they grew in funky, bro. I had like a tooth in the roof of my jaw.
Oh,
Like so like I had all sorts of messed up things. So through I don't know, from baby until about 12th grade, I had more oral surgery than you could possibly know.
yeah.
So I just got over that. I was like, I'd go in, they'd be
If you
like, all
go a
right, so we're
lot,
gonna
it
inject this.
helps. Like that's the
Yeah,
best way to get
they
over
like
it.
would they'd be like, all right, so these needles are gonna go into your mouth. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like just get in there and do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if you're young and you just have that done a bunch, there's no more fear. You're like,
Yeah.
I know you're gonna do your best. I trust you as a doc. I hope you're gonna do me well. Do what you gotta do.
That's true.
So yeah.
Yeah. That's how it goes.
I got titanium in there, dog.
You got titanium
I got
teeth?
I got a whole fake tooth system going on.
I had a
Not
dentist.
all of them, but one right here.
I had a
Crazy.
dentist. I think this leads to the phobia. Then this is terrible for viewers that actually have. I apologize for people with dental anxiety and dental phobias.
They're trying to help you.
Yeah, but it's irrational. I've been there. I had a dentist when I was, and it led to me not going for 14 years. When I was in, I think junior in high school, and they were filling a cavity. It was in the back or something, and I have a hard time breathing through my nose. And they said, like, I stopped them. I said, hey, I can't breathe. Can I breathe for like 5 or 10 seconds? And they both looked at each other. They're like, what do you mean you can't breathe? And I said, well, you're in my mouth. I can't breathe. I can't breathe through my nose, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, we need you to sign this. I was like, what do you sign? What? Like you're in the middle. You need to sign this. So if you like pass out or die, it's not our fault. And I was like, what the fuck?
Whoa.
Like, this is so random. And they're like, yeah, because of your nose and you can't do that. We need you to sign this like piece of paper. So we're not legally, responsible if something happens to you, which I get as an adult, but telling a like 15-year-old that is like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Why would
That's
you
messed
do
up.
that?
That's
Why
pretty messed
in the
up.
world would you tell them that?
I had dental anxiety for a long time too.
Yeah.
A lot of it had to do with I didn't realize it, but like I'm one of those people that's hard to sedate
Yeah.
or anesthetize. So a lot of my dental experience was like them being like, raise your hand if it hurts, and then me being like, oh my God, that hurts so bad.
Yeah.
So now I naturally like tense up because I almost always expect there to be like just mind numbing, blinding pain at some point in time. Like I can never fully relax during a procedure. I usually white knuckle the dental chair.
Really?
Yeah. I'm the same way. Best procedure though I ever had was probably 3 years ago. I had to have a root canal, and everyone's like, oh my God, root canal, it's the worst thing in the fucking world. No, it was the best. The person that did the root canal was like the best oral surgeon I felt literally nothing. There was zero pain. This motherfucker had like a giant tool that like had I was blown away. I was
The
blown away.
difference between a good doctor of any type and a bad doctor of any type is like huge. When
Yeah.
you find one that's good, you stick with that person because trust me, as a when I lived in New York, we found out that the doctor, the like general practitioner I went to, I was like, this guy sucks. Like every time I go there, I leave like traumatized. Found out that dude was like watering down vaccines and shit, and like,
Ooh.
oh yeah, dude got like sent to jail. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, and then
Yeah.
I went to a real doctor. Was like, oh, okay, I get what this is supposed to be now.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely dealt with that where I was like, are they being cheap with the
Novocaine. or whatever.
Novocaine or whatever? Because like they would always act like I was like making it up. Where I was like, no, I definitely feel something. Like I wouldn't just shoot my hand up if I didn't feel stabbing pain out of nowhere, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then but then now that my old dentist has retired, I have never had that issue with my new
Oh, they
Indian
suck.
dentist.
They suck. That was a bad
Like,
dentist. Yeah.
yeah, I've never had this issue with her. When I say I'm not numb, she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna like do this, let this sit for a while, come back, give you some more, and I'm gonna go work on someone else."
Yep.
My last dentist literally said, "I don't have time to sit here, and like we just kind of have to keep working. We can't stop and keep renumbing
No,
you."
fuck that. No,
And I was like,
get me out of this
"But
chair.
I'm feeling pain."
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fucked.
yeah,
That's fucked. That's bad dentist.
Flip side, my oral surgeon who did my wisdom tooth extraction was amazing.
That
He even
person
gave
was
me
same.
gas
I had a
for
great person.
the because you know how you get like put under for my surgery, I had like really impacted wisdom teeth, so they had to put me under.
Same here.
He gave me gas before they even put in the IV. I was like, "Oh, I'm not afraid of needles." And he's like, "I just want you to be relaxed, you know?"
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I was like, "Really?" And then he says this. He says, "Because when you wake up, you're gonna hate me." And he just like winks at me and leaves. And the last thing I see is him looking over my X-rays and going, "Yeah, no, she's gonna hate me."
Yeah.
And then I woke up and my face was this big, and I was like, "No, I liked him."
Yeah. Yeah. Those people are great. I had a great experience too with my wisdom teeth like 3 years ago. It was easy. I don't remember very much of it too. They like walked in the second I walked in. They're like, "Take this pill." What is it? What is this? Oh, this is like an anti-anxiety pill. It'll calm me the fuck down. It's great. And they put me under. Don't remember a thing. I remember getting
My
home and
dental
that's it.
office has stories of me coming out from under.
Uh-oh.
I was very smart and I went to surgery in pajamas. So
Uh-huh.
that way I could just be driven home and put in bed. And I had my little Iron Man slippers on. And I guess like one of the nurses asked me about it and asked me if I had seen the new Ant-Man because that's when I got my wisdom teeth out. And
That's why you
apparently,
don't like that movie. It all makes sense.
yeah,
now.
right? Yeah. Apparently, I stood at the counter for like 15 minutes explaining to them that Scott Lang was the new Ant-Man, and that Hank Pym was the Ant-Man from the comic,
Uh-huh.
and that Hank Pym was an asshole, and that I was happy that there was a new Scott Lang. And they still say they're like, "Oh yeah," all the nurses at the nurses station were like, "Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Can you like take her home?"
Yeah, they wanted you to get the fuck out.
'Cause I was just like bleeding mouth standing there like, and I'm really excited for Paul Rudd.
You gave him the backstory. Yeah, the backstory. Yeah. Happens.
Brought it back to MCU.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's why you're a
Good work,
pro.
good work.
That's why you're here. Not that much news this week. It's all kind of, I think, on hold until this weekend at San Diego Comic-Con, where it seems like Marvel's gonna blow the doors wide open. It seems like a big deal is going down this weekend with just. Remember the last time they did that thing where they brought out the giant presentation that had like 30 new things on there? I think they're going to do that this weekend.
I really hope they don't. Did you see the cumulative minutes of Phase 4?
Yes, compared to everything else, yeah, where it's more than Phase 1 through 3 combined. Yeah.
I think that explains some of our critique, kind of.
I
know?
mean, I think it's finally coming. I think I see where Phase 4 is going now, though, thanks to Miss Marvel. We'll get to that in a sec. Because I don't want to run into spoilers without the spoiler tags and everything up. Yeah, so the when does that all go down? The 22nd, I think, is when Hall H is, I think, the 22nd. I don't have the exact time. And then 7 months from now is the next, or 7 weeks is the next D23. It's in September. They've said that that's going to be a multi-hour situation with multiple announcements. So we might even see some like phase 5 things, which then begs the question is like, when does phase 4 end? Is there some like random get together movie that they're going to have to do to make phase 4 end? Or do you just decide that you're done and move on to the next thing? I don't know how it works.
There was a man. I'm trying to find the Reddit post about this.
Okay.
But I'm having a hard time, and I think IGN just stole the Reddit post and reposted it as one of their articles, which is like something people do all the time, sadly. But I was reading this Reddit post, and it was so because I was thinking to myself, God, phase 4. In phase 1, I think we talked about this last week. At the end of every movie, there was like hey, I'm Nick Fury. Come join the Avengers. It's all leading to the Avengers. We're going to all get to the Avengers. And everything is going to the Avengers. And in phase 4, and I'm just going to go run through this list really quick, just because it's insane. But there's so many things that phase 4 has left hanging. All these loose threads that they have never returned to, and we are slowly reaching the end of phase 4, and I just have to go through it because it's incredible to me.
Yeah.
So like,
oh wait, didn't I read this last week? Maybe I read this last week. Go on. I feel like go ahead.
So did you read this last week?
I think I might have gone through these. Yeah. Chat saying I did.
You did?
Yeah. I'm right there with you though, because it's still crazy.
Yeah.
There's so many things that are not
like
finalized, not
Mordo.
Figured out. Yeah.
Haven't gone back to Mordo. Adam still exists. We're still waiting for Adam.
Yep.
The Scorpion's revenge on Peter Parker is not like all the Sinister Six stuff has not come to fruition. Quill searching for Gamora. Nick Fury chilling in space.
Yep.
White Vision still existing. The whole Monica Rambeau story. Which, by the way, I saw an amazing image
of Monica
Rambeau being like, all those people, like, they'll never know what you sacrificed for them. And then the next image is like, I killed your mom in an alternate reality. And I was like, okay, sure. Monica Rambeau, Sharon Carter's plotline.
Yep.
The U.S. agent plotline. Kang and the TVA plotline, the Taskmaster running off with the widows, like things like Abomination existing, the 10 Ring storyline.
I've been thinking about that a lot because we read through it. And part of me thinks that stuff's never going to be finalized. They're just world building, and they just want you to know that like that stuff exists.
Hate it.
In the MCU. You don't like that?
Don't do that.
Some of the stuff, I mean, like Guardians 3 is going to have Adam in it, and like that stuff will be in there. He's already casted, and that's all confirmed. But the thing with like Taskmaster and the Widows,
symbiote in this reality, and I believe they're not going to ever deal with it. I believe it's there to be a goof, and that's it. And that upsets me tremendously.
Yeah, it might.
I hate that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I stumbled upon. And my Reddit musings, the entire plot of Black Panther Wakanda Forever is like out there from start to finish. I can tell you what that movie is. Like,
they released it. It exists.
There's a massive plot leak that happened this past week. I could tell you literally everything that happens in that movie.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not gonna because I don't want Marvel to come after me, but yeah, it's out there. There was also, I think I'm going to go ahead and put spoilers up. I will say one thing that people are unsure if it's going to actually be confirmed. There's an image of Black Panther talking to Dr. Doom. So Dr. Doom's apparently been cast, or there's a situation where he's talking to Black Panther. It's very, very early CG. The other rumor is that Fantastic Four cast will be revealed this weekend at San Diego Comic-Con. That's one of the big reveals. So I guess get ready, because that's coming later this year. Unless they scrap the Doctor Doom scene. The image that they have of him looks really rough. It's basically all costume. There's no CG. He's got his full green garb on. He's got the two like metal things. And he's got his full mask and everything. He's just dooming out. But it looks pretty rough. It's not the most high fidelity image. So hopefully they make that look all a little bit better. It looks a little bit sketch at the moment. I just want to know who they casted. I want to know like who's playing them. Maybe we get that this weekend.
I don't know.
It seems a little soon, doesn't it? But here's the thing. It seems soon, but they're filming Ironheart right now. Like the full movie of Ironheart started production and is filming right now.
Can I propose an insane thing?
Let's hear it.
An insane thing. So I'm convinced that if Namor's the villain of Wakanda Forever,
it is. That's confirmed. Everything but
then
confirmed.
Doctor Doom is not going to be the main villain. Doctor Doom is probably going to be a post-credit scene, right?
Potentially. Yeah. I mean, I'm knowing what is in the script. I could see how Doctor Doom shows up.
So here's my question to you. And I know this is going to sound insane. Doctor Doom, we're never going to see Doctor Doom's face, right? Doctor Doom's going to be metal face. We'll never see that.
Yeah.
Which is it. Doctor Doom is going to be behind a mask the entire time. It's not going to be someone that we need to see as like, but it needs to have a voice, right? Doctor Doom needs to have a voice.
Yep.
Did you see/hear that Howard Stern thing?
No. What was the Howard Stern thing?
Oh my God.
Who was on Howard Stern?
It wasn't who was on Howard Stern. During a commercial break, they, I guess, forgot to turn the microphones off or something.
Okay.
And during commercial, as ads are running, Howard is talking in the background to, I assume, Robin. I'm not sure who he's talking to. And he's talking about how that Howard Stern thing was confirmed not true. Oh my God. It's him talking about how he wants, like, he's going to go to film a thing with Marvel.
Who was this?
Howard Stern.
Oh, like he was going to be like
it was a huge leak that like happened, and everyone was like, "What the fuck?" If it's confirmed not true, okay, good to know. But gotcha. I was like, "No way, Howard Stern is Doctor Doom." I was like, "No way."
Yeah, that'd be too absurd.
Apparently that was a thing. It was like for a few weeks. I don't know, maybe it's 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think
and it was just like
I think you're right about the post-credit scene thing with Doom. I think
100%.
Yeah,
I just don't know how it fits in. Yeah,
you want to know?
I hate.
I'm not. Let's not do it. I'm not going to say. If you want to know why, you can find that information on the internet. We kind of spoiled the Thor post credit with Hercules, so I don't want to do that again. You know, I don't want to.
Did we? Did we not discuss it during the Thor segment?
No, we knew that Brett. We talked about the leak that like Brett was going to be playing Hercules, and then the next week Thor came out, and that's why everyone knew. That's where the leak originated from, is because people saw it in the press screenings, and that was a thing that got out, an all but confirmed thing. So, yeah, I mentioned they're filming Ironheart right now. There's some set photos that leaked out of that. Apparently, they're blowing a White Castle up. I don't know why, but that's a thing. Ironheart will be in Black Panther 2, so that's where we'll first learn about her story, and then she's getting her own solo film. There's also I don't know much about this. Bronze, we might have to rely on your comic book knowledge here.
Oh God, do I have any?
Do you know anything about Werewolf by Night? Because that's a thing they're doing as a show.
w- uh, uh, huh, sorry, I have a Werewolf by Night T-shirt from Death Saves, and did not ever think that that was gonna be something that would ever be rel- relevant
Yep, they're doing it.
ever.
Jack Russell, who's going to be played by Gail Garcia Bernal. Well, I have no idea who that is. Oh, okay. Yeah, he looks fine. He was in Old, I guess. The M Night Shyamalan
Oh, that
movie.
Solomon movie.
Yeah. So that's the
This
thing.
is crazy.
They'll also have Elsa Bloodstone, Jesse's favorite character that we talked about
Huge
a
fan.
long time ago, as well as
Depends
Man
on
Thing.
who the actor is, but like, yeah, all right.
Everyone's favorite character, Man Thing. He'll be apparently in the Werewolf by Night. So I wonder if that's
So
all
I
like
don't-
leading into an Agatha thing, because that's
I
definitely like the
don't
spookier
know.
side.
I'm trying to think. I really like Werewolf by Night of what I've read. What is his name? Something Russell. I only
Jack
know
Russell.
about him because of Strange Tales, and I used to read a shit ton of Marvel Strange Tales. I know at some point that character had his own comic book arc, but I would be lying if I said I read it. But I have read a shit ton of Strange Tales, and the Werewolf by Night shit was dope in there.
Okay.
But Strange Tales are kooky and weird.
Yeah.
You
They're
know, those
spookier
are
stuff.
like, yeah, that's where Doctor Strange got his start too. Was in Strange Tales before he got his own breakout comic. So
Yeah.
they're all like kind of
If this
campy
commentary,
almost.
yeah, if this commentary about Werewolf by Night is to be believed, it's coming out this October. That's
Is that gonna be MCU, or are they just making a movie? A
it's
werewolf
MCU.
movie?
It's MCU.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird.
It's MCU. Not the thing. Might get some of that this weekend.
Whoa!
What? What did Jesse's
Sorry, I was
been
deep
off
diving
reading?
Doctor Doom. Well, first off, I can't figure out. Everyone in chat was like, "No, dude, Howard Stern's not connected to Marvel." I can't find out where that was retracted. There are about 1,000 Howard Stern and Marvel things and 0 retractions. So I don't know where you saw it. Please let me know. But I stumbled upon a casting for Doctor Doom, and that's definitely spoilery.
Confirmed or just
if
leaked
anyone-
or just rumored?
Rumored casting.
Okay. I think
Apparently
if
everyone
I think
has
if
a rumored cast.
if it's post credit, they won't talk about who's playing Doctor Doom. Also, how do we ever know who's playing Doctor Doom? It has to be a recognizable voice, right? There's no other way.
Well,
Because he
I mean,
shouldn't
the person they're saying is cast is pretty recognizable.
voice wise. Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah, just and acting wise.
Okay.
But a lot of people are upset because they're like, "Well, that's not my Doctor Doom." So I don't know.
Well, we'll see. I think that's all gonna get talked about this weekend.
I'm a woman of taste, so I recently watched the original Hellboy movie.
Oh, okay.
And I couldn't get over like how much I missed seeing Abe Sapien played by Doug Jones, but voiced by the dude that is Niles Crane from Frasier, and how much that like really sold the character to me, and how much it like really brought it to life. Like having such an amazing like creature artist like Doug Jones play like the actual Abe Sapien, but then have an amazing voice to like sell the intellectualness of the character, you know, the way like Niles Crane does. I'm so sorry, I don't know that actor's name right now off the top of my head. Normally I can remember it.
Fine.
And I feel like for Doctor Doom, you need that combination. Like I do think the same person in the suit shouldn't be the voice. I do firmly believe that it should be a voice, like the voice should stand apart from the person doing the capture of the character, you know? But I don't know if that's like a rude take. But I feel like that's what works for like, yeah. Same thing with, isn't that Vader as well?
Yeah, it's a Vader situation with James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
And yeah, I agree.
I think there's the reason you do that. James Earl Jones, we were just having a James Earl Jones fan moment in my stream yesterday because I'm a huge Conan fan, more so than probably Star Wars. Sorry. So I always think of James Earl
Oh, yeah.
Jones with like the silky wig and like the
Yeah.
bangs, like
Yeah.
enchanting people with the gaze, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a big James Earl Jones fan. But that voice was not going to be replicated by just anybody, right? So I don't know. I hope that they cast 2 different people.
Same. My yeah, I think you're right. I think that's my hope as well. I hope that's where they go with that. If you actually go to twitch.tv/marvel/schedule, they have the schedule there. They're going to be streaming all the events on Twitch. That's a thing. That's where that exists in this day and age. I think the big event is on Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. Eastern. But there's also a panel or stream happening Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 4 to 7 Eastern on every single day. One of those panels I want to say is with Marvel animation stuff, but I think the big like MCU panel is the Sunday panel. So all that stuff will be streamed. I don't know if you can even co-stream that, but I might, and then get DMCA'd for it after the fact. I would love to just watch that. Because they've never like streamed that stuff before, right? I don't think any of that stuff has ever been. It's
Usually
always
on
leaked.
YouTube.
Yeah, well, then it's always leaked, right? They always say like, we're gonna take the stream down, and then everyone like tries to sneak in their phone, and catch some sort of trailer, which I think a Black Panther 2 trailer is like that has to come out, right? Like that's November. They gotta start the marketing for all that.
I'm not gonna lie, this movie seems unhinged.
I'm excited for it. I read it seems like it'll be where everything else Marvel has been, which is just let's get as many characters into this as possible.
That's such a horrible approach.
Yeah, that's where they're at. It's where they're at. We will see. We'll obviously cover all that next Monday. I think that'll be a big show. We'll probably have a ton of massive amounts of things to maybe even like rewatch some of the panel. If that's something we can do, because anytime they do that stuff, at least in the past, in the pre-COVID times, it was always a huge star-studded event of like, we're going to bring out 30 plus fucking actors and talk about all these things. I would think like Guardians is probably there. Black Panther is there. Maybe She-Hulk, probably Fantastic Four. I don't know what's the next move? Maybe, is it Special Wars? What's the next,
Secret Wars?
Secret Wars. Yeah. Maybe Secret Wars. Special Wars. Sorry.
Yes, Wars is special.
Captain Marvel 2 could probably be there. Quantum Mania. Secret Invasion. Yeah, that might be there. The Special Wars. I like that. So it could be a big weekend. Yeah. Maybe the Echo cast. I think it was confirmed that, Daredevil and Kingpin are in Echo. Wasn't that a leak last week? I think something like that.
See, but that's another
everything.
problem where it comes to jamming everybody on screen as soon as possible. I understand that Echo is important to disabled people, and cool. I love it.
Yeah.
Don't you wish that they had done a better job introducing her? Because I do. Because I don't give a fuck about her or her show, because they didn't do a good job introducing her in Hawkeye.
Yeah, but they're gonna get you to watch because Kingpin and Daredevil are in her show. That's the Marvel chemistry right now.
Yeah. It just sucks that like her show is going to be the Daredevil show.
Yes. Yeah. Well,
Like
hopefully
it sucks
the
for that
character's
character.
hopefully the writing is good enough that it turns into like, oh yeah, the Echo shows with Daredevil cameos,
But we watched the Hawkeye show, and when Echo was on screen, we all were like, how is that character going to carry her own show?
yeah, we all said that.
And now we know that they thought the same thing.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if they thought the same thing.
They
the market
definitely
research.
did. They were like, there's no way. Let's bring in 2 people again.
The market research told them that.
It is not about Echo being bad. It's the fact that when Echo was in the Hawkeye show, there was not a moment where you were like, holy shit, I need to see a whole other show about that character.
No, it was the moment where you're like, now we need a Black Widow movie.
Yeah.
That
Now
that's
it's like
your
Yelena was
takeaway
in that
from
for 2
Hawkeye.
episodes, and you're like,
Literally,
oh my God,
you're
that's the
just
best
like,
character.
now we need a Black Widow movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do another Black Widow movie and get more of that Yelena goodness, you know?
Again, it comes down to a lot of factors, and this is not a knock against the actor or the character. It's a knock against the fact that the character was utilized terribly in a way that I didn't give a shit about that character through the entire thing, and I thought the scene at the end where she pops Kingpin, I was like, that's why do that? So like straight up just having her own show, didn't understand it then, don't understand it now, but now I see what they're doing by having all these other people in it. It makes sense to me. It'll get people to watch it.
Yeah, 100%.
It's also just sets a very stupid precedent too. With like, oh, if you see a character have a gun drawn up against their head and then the camera cuts away and you hear a pop, just know they're probably alive. It's like, yeah, we already called that he probably wasn't dead.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. Don't do that Walking Dead bullshit. Don't do that. I hated that about Walking Dead where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, there's no way he's gonna get out of this one. There's a zombie that's clearly bitten him. Oh, wait, though. There was a different torso that was on top of Glenn's, and it was that one that got bitten. And it's like, shut the fuck up. You're such an idiot. Stop. Why would you stop it?
Yeah.
Write better.
The Walking Dead TV show wasn't good after the first season. Thank you. This has been a Jesse Cox
No,
opinion.
they completely changed showrunners. Like, that show is not even made by, like...
Don't try to justify it, JP.
I'm so
it was
bad
not
with
good
names.
after the first
I'm
season.
so
It
bad
went
with names.
downhill
The
instantly.
showrunner from season 1 left after season 1. Somebody in chat will let me know. And he was absolutely fucking amazing. And yeah, like, it wasn't going to be as good, you know?
It's noticeable. Super noticeable, the declining quality. I'm just saying.
Thank you, Kaz. Frank Darabont. Yeah.
Oh,
that was the showrunner for season 1.
Sure. Yeah.
But didn't make any of the other seasons. So that's why you see a drop in quality. I will die on this hill.
I got out like the season 3 at the start of the prison shit. Was that season 3?
I got out 3 episodes into season 2. I was like, this isn't the same show. I'm out. I can't do it.
Whenever the prison shit happened is when I got out.
Guys,
4? Oh,
I was in for like 7 seasons because I was waiting. Yeah. Listen, I loved the comic books and I was waiting for Negan. And I really wanted to see, what's his name? Something Morgan. I'm so bad with names today. Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Is that his name?
I think that's right.
Or is that the name of a sausage brand? I don't know.
That's
Jeffrey
Jimmy
Dean Morgan.
Both.
Yeah.
Both.
Okay. Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Negan was
perfect casting.
Yeah, that was what I was literally waiting for. That was it.
Yeah.
So I watched that season and then stopped. But yeah.
Yeah.
I held in until Negan. And I was like, I just have to see him as Negan.
Yeah. I remember watching the eye pop and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't need to see anything else.
Which that happens in the comics too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great casting, fun actor. Still doesn't mean the show. Like, he is a portion of that show. The rest of it,
the show,
I was like, this is off the rails. This is
100%. If he was in a better show, that would have been like huge. I think he would be in more movies. I'm not saying he's not successful, but I'm just saying like I think he would have seen more success from it had he been playing Negan in a good version of The Walking Dead, because his performance was stellar.
Yeah.
But surrounded by a season with very poor writing. That's actually what really sucks about The Walking Dead, is that you actually have a lot of good actors on that show that are surrounded by a lot of shitty writing.
Coral.
But Lincoln...
Get out of here, Coral.
I like Lincoln's I like his acting. And Andrew
Coral.
Lincoln?
Yeah, Andrew Lincoln's not bad. I like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. Also, they killed the best character, rather the best actor on the show in season 1. So
I mean, they did they made a lot of insane choices in that show, but the first season was like compelling. The first season was like, oh shit, like I don't even know what's gonna happen episode to episode, and I've seen the comics, like this is great. And then after that, it was like pretty.
they made such good decisions on where to deviate from the comics
Yeah.
in the first season that I was like,
Mhm.
yes, please. Also, the first season happens at like breakneck speed. Like the first trade paperback is like the first episode. Like they actually like got
It was
through a
pretty
lot
1-to-1, right?
more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you move through it pretty fast. Like about 4 issues of the comic would equate to 1 episode. So like the pacing was perfect. It wasn't too slow or too fast. And then some of the writing changes they made, I was like very much on board for, because one of them is like what's her name? Oh, Carol. Carol's
Carol.
like this woman that, you know, was abused by her husband, beaten by her husband, a survivor of domestic abuse. If I remember correctly, she dies like pretty
Pretty
early
early.
on
Yeah. Yeah.
in the comic books, and it's like a very unsatisfying thing. I will say in season 1 especially, they were like, "No, we're not gonna fucking kill her." And I was like, "Thank you," because that was shitty, you know, like, so some
Carol
of those
and
choices were really good
Coral.
ones.
Yeah.
Coral and Carol.
Jesse!
He just wants to say,
Carol Coral.
that's all he wants to say.
Uma Oprah. Look
Yeah,
at me bringing it back.
To the people asking if
Uma-
Walking Dead's in the MCU, yeah, they all got snapped away. And like season 4, and the show didn't exist anymore. It was weird. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, it was
There's no
crazy.
episodes
For
after,
5
like,
years, the
season-
show
Yeah.
vanished. Yeah.
Yeah, it's strange. It's strange how that went down. All right, Bronze. It's time.
Oh god, no!
Miss Marvel episode 6. Let's talk about it. Hey, why we didn't need episode 4 and 5? Those were, I think those were actually a different show.
Honest.
I think those were
I was
actually
going-
from a random show that isn't Miss Marvel. It's strange how those got into this season. Like,
I was gonna do a thing. I was gonna take time this weekend, and I was like, "F it, I don't care that much." I was gonna take time this weekend to sit down and rewrite the entire show. I may still do that. Where like plot beats, because you're absolutely correct.
yeah, 1, 2, and
There
6.
is
It's
no reason
strange.
for the middle of this series to exist.
No,
Like it does not matter. The
it was
what
all
are
a
they
dream.
called? The inconsistents or whatever the bad guys are called. The villains.
The clandestines,
Yeah,
the
sure,
Norfolk.
okay. The Nor people,
Yeah.
they
They don't need to
serve
exist.
no purpose.
Yeah,
They serve no
it's
purpose
strange.
in the entire show. It does not matter. Their whole plot line is unimportant. If the
You want
like,
to know why?
boy-
Because it's bad. It's a bad show.
Hey,
It's not
episode
good.
1, episode 1, 2, and 6
It's
are
Episode
great.
not
1
a
and 2
good
were really enjoyable.
show.
1, 2, and 6 are good. I don't know what the
I don't
fuck
know about
happened to 3,
6.
4, and 5.
I don't know about 6.
Well,
like,
You
I'm a
think
little-
6 is good?
I think 6 was a return to 1 and 2, and that makes it
Yes.
better than 4,
No,
3, 4, and 5.
Absolutely. This is 2 separate shows. And again, this 100% comes down to, and I know this because I've been in a writer's room when shit like this has come up. This 100% was, they got everyone in the room and they said, y'all, we have one chance to tell a story from our perspective, and we have to do everything in this one season.
So let's do
'cause
the
we may not
worst
get another season.
possible job we can.
There's no, I
Let's
think there's no
just
winning with
fucking
this.
shit to bed.
It is like insane to me. Again, I said it last week and I said it the week before, and I'll keep saying it. The first 2 episodes, they would have stuck with like girl in school, girl finds powers,
Would have been
girl
good.
deals with powers and school, and
I
they
agree.
keep it like small and localized, and she doesn't like go on world spanning adventures. This could have been very enjoyable, very sweet show. Because at the end of the day, if they cut out the Norse shit and instead had the like police people be the bad guys, and
Uh-huh.
like they were, and the entire time they dealt with them and avoiding them and trying to like watch out for them, and then through some weird ass happenstance the boy gets powers too, and now he's like, I'm gonna take it out on them, right? Same story. Don't need the mom, don't need the other shit. If anything, at the end of the season the mom could have been like, my boy, now that you have the power, little does she know that we are the Nor from the Nor dimension. It's like, oh, that's interesting. And then there's like, see you season 2 kind of thing. No,
Yeah.
no, this was like, all right, we got 6 episodes, cram it full of shit. Just cram it full of everything. We're gonna go on a world spanning adventure. We're gonna meet a character who's the Obi-Wan Kenobi of this shit. dead in 3 minutes. We're gonna like
Yes. Yeah.
the mom and the grandmother have like 50, 60 years of bitterness resolved in an afternoon. Like,
Yeah.
all right, you want to like learn your powers? We're not gonna show that bit. She's gonna know her powers by the time she gets to Karachi. She's gonna like, be able to fight. Don't even stress. She's gonna close portals with powers. She's gonna how'd she learn that shit? Doesn't matter. She learned it. Like that. Oof. I can't. So much happens, and then if you look at the first two episodes, nothing happens.
It's very
First two episodes
slow.
is like slice of life.
Yeah.
It's a girl. And again, and I say this again, they have the potential to make this entire series have cool little art pieces and effects and like.
And that stuff came back
After
in
the
6, man. But it was
After
not
episode-
there at all.
Yeah, after
It just
episode
didn't
2,
exist.
that shit stopped. That was the best part of the show.
Yeah.
Stopped.
I agree. Well, to be honest, if like storyline wise, 3, 4, and 5 did push the narrative forward. But if you just remove those episodes and you watch 1, 2, and 6, the show's pretty like you can understand what's happening. There's
If they could have
they
done
don't
the
like
information
miss
they gave
anything.
us. The information they gave us could have been done in any way. The whole idea of her going back in time, the whole idea of the story, she didn't need to be in Karachi to go back
No.
in time to experience that moment. She
Not
could have
at
been
all.
anywhere in the world, traveled back in time. If they needed that piece, if they were like, we really want to show the partition, we need to, then that could have happened anywhere in the world. And they could have just dimension traveled back to that point in time. Like, it is so crazy to me. They're like, all right, we're going to spend a whole episode of her like meeting the secret ninjas of Karachi and just like, what the shit is this? Yeah. No, I'm all right. That was a bad episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
The cousins,
Episode 6
they
was
could have
bad?
left out.
Are you saying 5, 4, 5, and 3, 4, and 5?
The episode where they go eat bag rice, they could have left out.
Oh yeah. No,
They
it's
could
all
have left all that
pointless.
shit out. It was unnecessary.
It's all unnecessary. I agree.
I think the call is just now catching up for me, and I heard everything in 2 times speed, but I did.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
here.
great.
That's good.
That's great. I
That's
mean,
good.
it's fine.
You got through it all then.
You got through it.
Congratulations.
You could have fast forwarded through episode 3, 4,
Yeah.
and 5.
Honestly, through a lot of it. The problem with this show is that, it's that like, how do I say this without being mean? It is like, oh, this is our chance to make a show. Let's put everything in it. And I get that you're excited because this is the first, like, this superhero, but you don't pull out everything all the time. Does that make sense? Like, you don't need to jam shit in there
Yeah.
and let
it can be
everybody at the
understated.
table have a voice, if that makes sense. Like, because you have to make a good show. And so if somebody wants to put in something like these stupid ass halal and haram hats, that doesn't need to go in because Prakash at the table just needed to really have that in the show because he thought it was so funny, and that's kind of the problem with this show is that it kind of seems like everybody got greenlit for everything, even the cringe shit that didn't need to be in there got greenlit because somebody wanted that to be in there, even like with the shawarma guy, they keep showing him and I'm like, he was in the first episode for 4 minutes. I don't think any of us give a fuck about him or him as a recurring character, but he magically is back in episode 6
Yeah.
and is even in like the TikTok scene. And I guess like they expected that like, oh, we're supposed to care about him or he's supposed to be like, this character we give a shit about. And even like the scene where they acknowledge that what's her face? Can't even think of her fucking name. That the white girl needs an excuse to be there.
She
She
definitely
shows up and
just
she's
popped
like,
up
I'm
out
gonna
of
help
nowhere.
too.
She was like behind a
And
fucking bush
literally,
or something. Was
they-
just like, whoop.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I'm gonna help. And literally
I was
everybody
filming
is like,
TikToks in the auditorium
what
because
are
the
you
lighting is
doing
good."
here?
Yeah. It was out of
She was
Yeah.
nowhere.
filming TikToks in the
And I'm like,
auditorium
you
because
don't
the
have a
lighting was good.
ring
Come on.
light? Yeah, it was
the
the
only-
stupidest fucking scene in the entire world. And the only reason, and it's literally because the writers had to acknowledge why Zoe or whatever her name is,
Was a
Yeah.
character
be
in the
there.
beginning, yes.
you know?
Yeah.
Why would her brother be there in that scene? I came in through the window. Like, literally, the show acknowledges how stupid it is in places, you know?
The only thing that saved the redhead showing up and being like, I'm here too. I was like, this is insane. Why is that? And then when the brother showed up, I was like, okay, that sucks, but at least they're playing it for comedy. Where they're like, how'd the brother get in?
It became like Home Alone at that point.
Yeah, I was like, okay, at least they're playing it for comedy.
Yeah.
It's not good, but at least they recognize how insane it is. So they're trying to like,
here's the thing.
Everyone showed up.
Jesse, 100% correct. Imagine if 3, 4, and 5 were building those character relationships, so they had a fucking reason to be there. I know, that's wild, man.
What? Instead of building up the Nor plot line of them getting captured, escaping, and then dying for a world that doesn't exist, none of that. I would rather the gauntlets be a mysterious, like other bangles, whatever, be like a mysterious otherworldly thing that we don't know much about, just like the 10 rings, and like, oh, we definitely are gonna need Captain Marvel to help figure this shit out, rather than like the Nor dimension is where it is all from.
Yeah, it's such a weird plot line.
Crazy.
I couldn't like it did absolutely unless there's some tie-in to the Marvels. Unless they like talk about if they go through the entire movie of the Marvels and there's zero mention of like the Nor dimension, just delete 3, 4, and 5 from Disney Plus. There's no reason.
Well, I mean, like, the name is stupid.
Yeah.
Like, it's a stupid name. Yeah. And it's a stupid concept. And comes to turn out at the end, there was no point for any of it.
The only point was to give Kamran powers. That's it.
I'm a djinn? With like the same face, because I'm so sorry, Iman Vellani. I hope you get some acting classes before the Marvels comes out. But you know, like there was this whole stupid ass plot line where they're like, is she a djinn? Is she not a djinn? Is she a djinn? Is she not a djinn? Well, her mom or her great grandmother was part of the Nor dimension and she's part of the Nor too. And oh, but wait, no, she's not. She's a mutant. And you're like, so why'd you even do all of that? This is some midi-chlorian shit where it's like everything that we spend the time setting up, it wasn't even relevant because she's a mutant. And you're like, so then why the fuck did we spend 3 episodes talking about goddamn fucking djinn? When they played the X-Men theme, I was like, this show has become a parody of itself.
I laughed
like, I was
so hard.
Okay.
It's like,
it worked for me.
I was like, what?
Yeah,
I didn't. I don't want her in my fucking X-Men movie. Get her the fuck out.
She's going to be in there probably.
I hope we never get an X-Men movie. I'm putting my black eye on it. I'm putting my booty measure on it. I hope we never get a fucking X-Men movie because I don't want this stupid fucking character and this stupid fucking plot line in it.
How do you feel?
Nor dimension.
Bronze,
my goddamn ass.
Bronze, how do you feel
fucking thing.
about Henry Cavill playing Cyclops?
No, that fits.
Okay, that might happen.
No, that fits.
might be a thing. He might also play Sentry, but maybe Cyclops.
Scott Summers is kind of
nonsense.
A dickhead, so I feel like Cable could have dickhead energy.
No way.
I thought Josh Brolin as Cable was great. I'd just bring him back. Although he was also Thanos, so that'd be kind of fucking weird. But I thought he was great in Deadpool as Cable.
Yeah, I think that was fine.
Wait,
that was
Henry Cable is Cable or No, you said Cyclops.
I said Josh Brolin.
He said Cyclops.
Yeah, I said
okay,
Josh Brolin. Yeah,
I got scared for a second there. I was like, it's Cable. No.
Yeah. The Marvel, the mutant thing worked for me. It made the whole show, like, it explains so much of where they could take the show, or they could take the plot lines in the show. Not before, I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do with the Nor bullshit, but like the DODC, that girl, that's the Sentinel program right there. They're gonna turn that into, they're gonna create Sentinels down the line, 100%. Whoever that woman is, she's gonna go make Sentinels. That's how that's gonna go. Whenever that happens in a couple of years.
JP,
what?
Why you do this?
It's gonna happen.
Why you do this? Why you do this?
It's gonna happen.
Why you do this? Why you make this happen? It's not good. It's not good.
She even says
it's not good.
She says
it's not good. Why you do this?
It's not good.
It's not good.
I'm joining Jesse.
It's not good.
I'm
This
trying
is
to think.
like
She says
when
the
they
line of like
retcon-
they're not different or they're different from
This
us
is
or
very,
something.
very bad.
Yeah.
It's
It's not
very bad.
good.
Not good.
Jesse,
This
I'm
is
gonna,
like
I'm gonna kill
when
your fucking bird if you keep doing that
it's
accent.
not good. It's not good. My bird. I just want my bird. You know, here's the thing. This is like when everyone was like, you know what? That second Avengers movie kind of sucked. And then they made everything
That's
about
what's
it.
gonna happen to me. Yes, I 100% think that's Miss Marvel.
No, where's my bird?
We're gonna get mutants from
God,
this.
I hope not.
Oh,
It also
boy.
checks out because Namor is a fucking mutant. He's half mutant, half Atlantean. That's like his thing.
What
Namor's
sucks? And
he's the thing.
Jake,
He's
like-
gonna be in fucking Black Panther 2. He's a major character.
Understood. And I was like really excited for Atlantis, but that leak is literally, it says Namor wakes up. They wake up, and I'm like, that sucks. You're telling me he's like, I've been asleep for centuries. That's a dumb. If that leak is true, that's dumb. That is the dumb. He like Namor wakes up. Like, bro, what? He's like, I've been sleeping forever, dog. What the hell's been happening?
That is kind
Oh,
of
that's garbage. That sucks.
Yeah.
That's phase 4. I just wanna put it out there. We decided to start this podcast post the good stuff, apparently. Because we were like, F it. Let's get in when they're just like, we don't care anymore. Sounds good. I love getting really passionate about something when the creators stop caring about it.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
real
think they
and-
still
and-
care. I don't think it's
I
that
think-
bad.
I think like it's a case of, how do I describe it? Like, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills when I watch this show, because I do know people that love it, and all I can think is like, oh, you don't think Indians can make a good show? So like, because you're not holding this to the same standard as other Disney Plus shows, because it's not there. Like the pacing isn't there, the acting isn't there. Like there's just, the writing isn't there. There's literally things where it does not make sense. Like, this man's mother dies and he has almost no fucking reaction to that. And we're okay with that. He's going to go live with the people that they kind of killed her or trying to kill her. Like, and that's fine, apparently. That's fine. She punches a hole in the ground, puts him in it. And I have times when how does he get to the docks? How, like, she punches a hole in the ground. Does it go to the sewer?
Dude, what?
Is it just a hole?
What if he punched the fucking hole in the ground and then like the lizard is there? He's just like, come on,
I'm a
join
drop
us.
point 2. Get in here. Come on. We'll stop
I'm
the
afraid of
Spider-Man together.
Spider-Mans. Come on, let's go to the dock.
You gotta
Because
do it.
it's crazy. The writing is fucking unhinged.
Yeah,
Like,
that was
okay,
kinda
so
silly.
can we talk about how they spent all this time talking about the partition and it had no narrative tie-in really to the
No
plot?
value. to
Yeah,
the
they
show
just
at all.
wanted to say
It
the
had no
partition.
value.
Yeah.
Whereas, like,
the-
in
the-
the comic, it's like it's brought up one time in one issue, and it describes how, like, the Bengals, like, basically Kamala's ancestors lost everything moving to Pakistan during the partition, and the bangles were the only thing that survived, and they
Yeah.
were her wedding bangles, and that's why Kamala wears them all the time, because they're this beloved heirloom from her, from her past,
Yeah.
essentially. So, like, it makes sense why you would have to talk about the partition there, but like the writing for the character of Kamala for Miss Marvel doesn't even have like that epiphany. At no point does she even acknowledge like, "Oh my gosh, Nani, I can't believe you went through that." Like, what was that like? Or, there's nothing. There's no decompression time after she goes in the past and sees this. There's nothing that to like talk about how does this inform who she is as a superhero? What do we learn about her from watching her go into the past where we're like, so this is what makes her different as a superhero? Because powers aren't that interesting. Backstories are.
Bronze, I don't think you understand. What connects her to her past
Oh.
is that she saved her grandmother. That's why she's connected to it. Not because it's emotionally resonant, not because that's where the Bengals come from, not because it's a trying time for the people that live there. No. She saved her grandma, so that's why she's connected to it. And that's why it's important, which is the worst takeaway you could possibly have for any character. Like, oh my god, I'm a hero. Because first off, that is a fucking paradox. You've created a paradox. Your character exists in a time loop now that is insane when you think about it. The more you think about that, the more it's like, wait a minute. What? So she got the Bengals to herself? How? Like, that's insane. No. That's not how that works. You can't do that.
Like I said, it's like it's like one of the writers was like, I want to talk about the partition. Everyone else was like, okay. And another one was like, I want a love story. Bollywood, it's all about love story. And they were like, okay. And then another one was like, I really want to have some type of dance number at some point. And they were like, okay. And it's like, well, it's not really an Indian show unless it has a wedding. So clearly, maybe Kamala's brother's getting wedded, and maybe that is going to be something there. Okay. And it's like, so you just throw the whole kitchen sink at it. Well, I think honestly, we have the budget, we have the Disney money. Why are we not going to Karachi? Really good idea, Ajesh. Let's go to Karachi. Okay, and while in Karachi, we gotta have a biryani scene. I love biryani. Oh my god, I love biryani too, but honestly, it's just too spicy for me. We should make Kamala Khan not be able to eat spicy food. Okay, yeah. It's like nobody said at any point no when they needed me to sit there and be like, why are we going to Karachi? Why are we going there? What the fuck are you doing? And you know what I will say? This is also true of the music.
It is all over the place. The 1, 2, and 6.
All over the fucking board.
Yeah.
You have Bhangra music, which is the music of my people. You have Bollywood music. That's nowhere close to fucking Pakistan, fam. And then you got the random like that music. Like, there is no narrative consistency in the music. There's no thematic consistency in the music. The song, the Miss Marvel does not have a soundtrack. It just has everything that could be vaguely South Asian kitchen sink fucking thrown at it. Yeah. They did not go with like, oh, we're going with like a mishmash, because the first episode especially, I liked, they were going for like a mishmash of like Punjabi and rap, which Punjabi artists have been mashing up with rap forever. There's probably songs y'all have heard that have gone viral back in the 90s. Munde Aan To Bach Ke. Most Americans know that song. And that's like a Punjabi take on hip hop music, right? So like at first I was like, okay, they're playing NRI music. That's non-resident Indian music. So there's this beautiful thing happened when Punjabi people settled in Canada and the UK and the US, where we started mashing up Punjabi music with hip hop and rap kind of styles of music, and it formed this new type of Punjabi music that is very different than the music that they were making in Punjab. You had artists like Jazzy B and all these dudes that were out here making like very different music than like Jazzy Veins than like what people were making over there, and it kind of blew up. It was very popular. And some of that blew up even for Americans and for Westerners, so when they started playing that music, I was like, this makes sense, because Kamala Khan is a Pakistani who spent her entire life in America. So this is probably the music she would be listening to, because when I grew up here, this is the music I was listening to, I was not listening to Hans Raja Hans or these other guys. I was listening to this stuff. But then they switch it up and they will play like 70s Bollywood music. And I'm like, girl, what is your soundtrack should have do you think like people can't hear that there's no consistency between the tracks? There's nothing kind of tying this together. It literally at times just feels like somebody on the team was like, honestly, I just really like this song. And everyone's like, yeah, let's put it in. It's a classic.
You've mentioned this before. And JP and I have said it before, and I'm going to just restate it.
Uh-oh.
This show was a show made for white people. And no white people know the difference between that shit.
I would agree with that. I honestly think that's true.
No white person knows what the fuck the difference is between anything you just said.
Yeah. I 100% agree with you.
It's a fact. No one has when you're like, well, that was 70s, and this is, I'm telling you, they could not pinpoint the difference.
Yeah.
They were like, it all sounds the same to me.
Which,
like, honest to God, that is absolutely, and again, I'm convinced they were like, We have one shot to do this. Let's get everything we can put in there because this is our chance to show like white America that we're not different from them. I swear to you, that is what this was about.
Yeah.
Like the writing on this, when you look at it, it's like they put everything in to be like, look, we like been through some shit like you. We're just the same. Like our kids are just like your kids, and our families are just like your families. I'm telling you, because they were afraid people would be like, I don't like it. Muslims.
Even when her dad is describing her name, I was brought out of it.
That scene, I hated that scene. I hated that scene.
He's like, Kamala means like Kamal means Marvel. Here's the thing. Maybe I'm crazy. Kamala, doesn't that mean lotus flower? I mean, I'm 99% sure it means fucking lotus flower.
That's her name, Miss like, Lotus Flower. I mean, that's the character, bro.
Kamala. Like, I'm pretty sure like it comes from lotus flower. And
well,
like,
Jesse,
yeah, we say, oh, ladka Kamal ka
it does mean lotus flower. We checked the fact.
Well, I mean, obviously, as a scholar of the Punjabi arts and culture and language, obviously I know that.
Yeah.
And I'm not just nodding along with you because everything you say I have to agree with because I don't fucking know. I'm like, you literally will know more than I will ever know on any of this. Google, so I'm like, yes, bro.
Someone in chat says Google says lotus. In Sanskrit, it means lotus. I guess.
Well, I'm going off of Punjabi because that's what Kamala's family is. They speak Punjabi in that show, which once again, who knows?
Yeah.
Because I have white people in my chat being like, actually, she's from Pakistan. Well, listen here, Whitey. They speak Punjabi in the show. So it's crazy because, her name in Urdu is Marvel. You're right. Tenu Urdu bolne nahi aandi hai, hai na? Tenu samajh aandi hai. You probably speak Urdu. Tahi ta tenu pata haiga.
I don't know. Do we gotta like bleep? Do we gotta censor that? Do we gotta bleep that shit out?
I feel like but I feel like that's a stretch though, because what he said, he was like, your name means this, but in this other thing, your name means that. And it's like, we can't do that. You can't be like, I could be like, my name Jesse means this, but in space language, it's like when Superman's
here's what happened, Jesse.
Oh, it's an S, but on my world, it stands for hope. You can't just do that shit.
Here's what happened. They watched last week's MCU crew, and we asked the question, how are they going to get to Miss Marvel? We have no idea how they're going to get there. And the writers realized that they had not gotten there either. So they had to get the best character in the show, which is the dad, and that's who gave her the name.
Love the dad.
Yeah.
Love the dad.
Yeah. That's how that whole scene was happened in the past week. It's wild.
Like, it seems like a tenuous connection at best. Like,
at best, yes.
Yeah, I thought that when you laughed at the X-Men, that scene, and I knew when I went to Twitter, people would be like, oh my God, the scene is so cute with the dad. It's like, no, that was stupid. That was like...
It makes no sense. There's no reason why at that point he should be having that conversation to her. I also saw people getting all emotional, like, oh, her mom made her costume. And I was just like, when?
Her in the name. Yeah.
I was just like, no, but when though? Like, when did her mom have time to make that fucking costume?
I was on the
plane. I need you to understand, Bronze, once again, we have come to the Bronze did it better portion of the show where you were talking about how you love the idea that like all the bits she's getting from her
coming
friends
together. That's
and from like she creates the costume out of all the things that represent her culture and her friendships and her world, right?
I thought that's what they were doing.
No, the mom just gives her a box like, I made this for you. You took every bit of what would have made that a special moment of her creating her own costume out of the things that represent her culture, and the mom just like showed up with a completed costume.
Yeah.
That undercut the emotion out. Like, that is, when you think about it, the more I think about it, the more I'm like, that's why did they? It was all set up. The whole thing was set up. You had all of it ready to go. All you had to do was have her be like the mom gives her the necklace that had the little symbol.
Yes.
And then she's like, I found this. And I think like, I would say whatever she says. And then she uses that as a symbol. And then she takes the rest of the outfit bits and makes an outfit. It's right there. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
You had
I don't fucking know.
You had a great idea.
Also, how do you go your whole life and not fucking know, like, never have a conversation about what your fucking name means?
I mean, yeah,
Like,
Maybe
yeah,
the-
Kamal is a word. How the fuck wouldn't she know that? Oh no,
Look-
oh no, Basha nahi bolni aandi? Like, doesn't she know how to speak her own fucking language? I'm pretty sure she does. She understands what everyone around her is saying.
I'm not sure.
Like, my middle name is
You're not
Priya.
wrong.
I've known since I was like 5 that it's because it means beloved, you know? Like, so why would I, how the fuck would I like not know that? Because this is the one thing about Desi names is like the name is like typically baked, or that our names aren't that far disconnected from their original meaning, like the way Western names are. A lot of times, you can meet someone named Roshni, and that literally means light. You know, you can meet someone named Bahadur, and that literally means brave. Like, so we have nouns as names pretty regularly, right? So like, if her name is Kamala, and let's say that's taken from Kamal, how the fuck does she not know that?
I mean, you're not wrong. When I was a kid, Jesse, I knew as a kid that that's literally just from the Bible and means God's gift. Knew that immediately. Like as a kid, like I was told that by my parents. Like it's a thing. Like
If she speaks the language, she would know her name
it's just
is
straight up
that.
stolen from the like. It's in the Bible. My parents weren't
Dumb.
creative. Yeah, they just like, oh, you stole that name. I think it was actually an uncle, but it doesn't matter.
Fine.
It's the same thing. Someone like names come from someplace, but they have an origin, and the origin you always are like, what is
You always know.
origin?
Yeah.
Yeah, you like
Yeah.
inquisitive people
You
would
know
have
this
figured that
is
shit out.
when you're 4.
Yeah.
And somehow she's a full, and then like that scene, like I said, doesn't make sense where it's placed in the film. Like, one of my favorite things about the comic book that, and I understand the comic's different than the show, but then again, I have people that aren't Indian explaining Urdu to me in chat, so what can we do here? But when you look at what to me made G. Willow Wilson's comic work is that a lot of the show is her trying to balance like what her family wants versus what she wants, and balancing what she believes to be doing what's right in her faith versus what she believes to be, like doing right as a superhero, if that makes sense. And that informs a big part of her brand of justice, is that she
Right.
cares about the little guy. When the Avengers come and throw cars at people, throw cars at Thanos, she wants to come and help those people whose car that was, right? So what's really crazy about this entire thing is that somehow we went through the entire show and that through line was not established. In fact,
Right.
I would say the opposite happened, and that in the comics she's a fangirl, but she's still doing good because it's the right thing to do. In this, it kind of just feels like she wants to be a superhero. Like from the it's not like, it doesn't come from this place of like, I want to help Jersey City. This is the city that superheroes ignore. It comes from, I always wanted to be a superhero, now I'm a superhero. My
Yeah.
dad's okay with me being a superhero. And she even says to her dad, like, Dad, I'm your daughter. You don't think if I see something bad happening, I'm not going to stop it? And I was like, nothing has been done in the show for us to indicate that your dad would want you to stop injustice. Those are conversations that you had with your dad in the comics. These are not conversations that have happened at any point in time in this show. So no, it doesn't make sense that of like, well, of course I'm going to help people, Dad. Like, I'm your daughter. He says at the very end, oh, if you saved one person, you saved all of mankind. At that point, it's a throwaway fucking line when he says it,
Yeah.
because once again,
Yeah.
it's not informing. It's after she's done everything good. If he had said that before she did everything good, then it would have made sense. Like I said, they establish everything better when like they're acting. The reason I bring up the comic is this show is acting like you've read that comic and therefore you understand. And it's like, but people haven't. Even her family's connection with Bruno, it's very gently alluded to. Oh, his grandma's in the picture. It's a throwaway fucking line. He literally says like, yeah, well, my parents are out of the picture too, when he's talking to Cameron.
Yeah.
That shit fucking sent me, because the whole reason that he is so close to Kamala's family is because he is a very underprivileged child in school that shows up with bad smelling clothes because he doesn't have parents to take care of him. And the other kids make fun of him. And, Kamala says, I don't want to sit next to him. He smells bad. And Kamala's parents have a conversation with her about that's who you help and that's who you befriend is the kid that nobody else will befriend. And they like basically take him in, feed him, clothe him, and he becomes a member of the family. And like that does more to establish why Kamala would help somebody than anything that they've said during the show. Like a 2-second anecdote of that or flashback of that or any reference to that would have told us, oh, that's why she's a superhero. Because since she was a freaking kindergartner, her parents have been telling her, this is how you help people, this is how you help your community. You know? There's no example of that in the show.
Yeah. If we had 3 episodes to expand that,
I wish they showed the mosque doing something of like helping people. Wouldn't that have been great if the mosque had shown like, we always look out for our own, or we always help each other.
That was just there so Sentinel lady could walk through with her shoes on twice.
Holy shit,
it was a plot device.
That is I didn't even think about that. The mosque serves no real purpose in the show other than to have several scenes where it's like the angry cops show up and the mosque gets to sass them. And that's it. Their purpose is to be like, we get harassed and now you recognize that, white audience. Like that's what the purpose was.
A little bit.
That is,
because I'm telling you, one of the writers was like,
but that's it.
Yeah, the writers were like, oh, you know what? We got to have an Eid scene. And someone was like, yeah, that's a good idea. And someone else was like, we have to have a scene where they're walking through the mosque with their shoes on. And someone else was like, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Versus like, well, how do we show that like, oh, this is a community that looks out for its own? In fact, they do the reverse because Nakia is like a fucking hater about it. Nakia's like, things are already hard without this night-light girl making it worse for us. It would have made, once again, more plot sense if she had been like, listen, I don't know about this nightlight. I don't know her fucking things. But she was at Eid. She's a brown girl. And if nothing else, we look after our own. So like,
She saved a kid.
She saved a kid. Instead, she's like, we have enough problems without this fucking nightlight coming around, ruining shit for us. Now we got the cops even further up our ass. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought that's why they were including the mosque is to show like, what is like, where does Kamala's moral compass come from?
Right.
Is it from like this sense of like, because if I were a superhero, like I'm sure a lot of it would be informed by growing up sick, and so I'd be like, oh yeah, we feed the hungry. This is something we do at all of our temples all of the time. It's about service to mankind. So for me, if I were to get superpowers, being a superhero would be a very natural direction for me. And I thought, or what I originally related to with Kamala, even though she's Muslim, is her trajectory is kind of the same. Where it's like, oh, well, you always serve your community. You always are there for your family. You're always there for each other. And they almost get there, but then, like I said, they never fully commit because there's a scene, once again, throwaway line where her mom talks about how when she first came here, things were tough. Oh, well, then how did you get by? Well, I made friends with your Ruby auntie and stuff like that. They could have had this moment where she says, oh, well, when we first moved in, your Ruby auntie and everyone, they helped us move our things in. Or, the first year, there was a flood and our basement flooded and they let us stay at the mosque. There's so many different ways they could have talked about how like, oh, this community coming together is what allowed us to like thrive in Jersey City. And this is why we will always protect this community. Instead, they don't do any of that. And then they're like, they're all going to show up at the end after seeing this TikTok from this white girl that none of them probably follow. But they're all going to show up at the end and just stand there and stand around her. And I'm like, this doesn't make any sense because you didn't do any of the setup to get here. You did zero setup to get here.
You just got there.
There's no
you teleported there.
Storyline about like the resolution for all of our problems with this. If they would have cut those 3 middle episodes and instead been like, we're gonna focus on her in Jersey City,
and that's
being a girl, developing her powers, helping the community, like doing these things, like all those people at the end. If she would have like the guy who's like, I make the best shawarma in the city or whatever the hell he said, like if she would have helped that dude at some point, if she would have like that auntie who was like kind of sassy, if she would have helped her in some way, if she would have helped the community, if we would have learned about Bruno's family, all that shit, and more importantly, if she at the beginning they cut out that whole Starlight shit, And people asked her, what do you want to be called? And she said, I want to be called Miss Marvel because, like the secret is like Marvel is what her name translates to, but no one knows that, right? And so she calls herself Miss Marvel, and everyone's like, well, that's stupid, right? There's already a Captain Marvel. That's dumb. And so the redhead girl can have her sassy moments and be like, yeah, she needs a better name like Nightlight or something. Like Miss Marvel's a dumb name, right? If they just and then at the end she can earn Miss Marvel, and everyone's like, go get a Miss Marvel, and then everyone's like, damn, she earned that time. Like there's so many better ways they could have done this story, but again
They
they were
never
like,
even
you gotta
looped
show
back to
everything.
her being a YouTuber.
Yeah, never. Why have that?
They never
Why
even
include it?
loop back to Baby Sloth or
We did
whatever
get a
her
TikTok,
name
though.
is.
We got that TikTok.
This is
The TikTok to get the word out, to get everyone there. So she could punch a hole into the sewers. They could protect her from the Sentinel lady.
I don't even
Like,
understand why the Red Daggers were in this. They didn't need to be in it.
They didn't
Yeah,
do
I
anything.
couldn't
They
tell
did
you.
nothing.
I couldn't
Like,
tell you.
That scene at
If
the
there
end
was- if there-
where Cameron walks
shows
in
up.
and that dude's like at the Chinese food place. The dude's like,
So,
I was like,
yeah.
this is the stupidest
Bro.
thing I've ever seen in my life.
Bro, I freaked out because the actor that plays the Red Dagger kid, he's
Mhm.
out there talking about how like he wants to do a team up with the Winter Soldier. And I'm just like, what? What? What?
I still find it weird
Like,
that
what?
like you have Kamala that's like, no, Cameron, you can't kill people, but she's seen Red Dagger Boy just throw fucking knives
Just
and
like hit
nuke
people in the
people,
back,
and
yeah.
she was fine.
Yeah.
She was fine
don't
with
get
that.
it.
She was like,
she wants to have sex with him. That's the difference.
oh. To me, it was like, oh, you can kill these brown people. Don't kill those white people, though. Do not
I mean,
kill
it could
those
be
white
that too.
people.
That's not going to do well here in the U.S.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was
man.
so corny. Even that scene where the cops are also standing with the community against I was like,
But hilariously, when they're like, get out of the way, the cops are like, okay. I laughed so hard at that part because
Yeah.
literally
stood there
everybody moves.
Yeah.
they're like, get out of the way, and everyone's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
pretty
I thought
silly.
for like, oh shit, they're gonna like stop the like federal police from like messing with the local, like, oh, all right, she is there for Jersey. No, they were like, oh yeah, all right, you need help or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
It's
was
not
hilarious.
good.
It's really
Guys,
silly.
it's not good. I'm sorry. I tried to give it every chance. At some point, I have to
let me ask you
call
this.
a spade a spade. It's not good.
Is episode 6 better than 3, 4, and 5 for you?
Oh God.
If you had to
Evil
say
Dream
which one
shit.
is better. Let me phrase this a different way. Did you enjoy what 1, 2, and 6 was doing as a show compared to 3, 4, and 5 more? Because they really are two
I
different
would not-
shows.
I would not include 6 in that. I think 6 was a
It was an
fucking
outlier.
shit show.
6 was a hybrid
bad
of the
CGI.
two. Okay.
It made no sense with his powers, his tentacles coming out of him saying they'll never
Spikes.
accept it. I thought it was the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. It made absolutely no sense to me. I have no clue what there was 8 different narratives going on at that point.
Okay.
There was literally, this man has done nothing but attack people, and he's like, don't you see? They'll never accept us, and it's like,
But Bronze, what he meant by that is
where
that
did
he's
that come
also
from?
a mutant.
Where did that come from, girl?
And this, he's going to be the mutant uprising
doesn't know
leader.
that.
Him and Professor
No,
X
he
are going
doesn't
to hang
fucking
out.
know that. No,
and
he
they're gonna
doesn't know that.
And Wolverine's
No.
going to say, hey, Bub. and you're going to be like, oh, thanks, Daniel
Also,
Radcliffe.
that man can't act.
Thank you, Mr.
That
Daniel.
man can't act. I'm sorry. That man can't act. I cannot stand it. When he was like, my mother's dead, isn't she? I was like, I hate you. I fucking hate you, dude. Like, I'm mad.
No.
I'm mad that you're here on the set right now going, what happened to my mother? She's dead, isn't she? I was like, yes, girl, give us nothing. Yes. Like, it's just, then he's like,
Here's
go on, I'll start killing people. They'll never accept us. All you've done is murder people. Why would they accept you? That's crazy. You're crazy. You didn't even try to be accepted. Why is this now a plot line? Why is this narrative now coming in? Why is the end scene her saying, no, your mother chose you? Like, why is, nah, man. And then her putting the dome with the things reaching out. and them in the bus being like, "Oh no, this glowy stuff's about to touch me." That is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my goddamn life. This episode 6 is one of the worst episodes of television I've ever seen. It harkens back to Iron Fist days where I was like, how does one episode suck this bad? 1 and 2 were passable, sure. 6 was fucking horrible. It was actually fucking horrible.
I thought 6 was the middle ground. 1 and 2, 6, and then 3, 4, 5 for me.
I 100% side with Bronze on this.
But 6 is worse?
Yeah.
Again, but here's the thing. The first 2 episodes of this show, I loved. I thought they were very, very well done. And from 3 on, it was like, how fast can we kill your interest in a thing? Like, it is
it's how
heartbreaking to me.
How fast can we move the show?
Heartbreaking.
That's my biggest issue with all, like, if we want to step outside of Miss Marvel and just talk Disney Plus, like, I get whiplash watching other television shows that are on like Apple TV or FX or anything, because the Marvel Disney Plus shows move way too fast. Like,
yes,
way too fast. And like they could slow that show down 3 to 4 times what it is and still make a like good show, even with 6 30-minute episodes. I'm watching another show by comparison called For All Mankind. It took 8-hour-long, full hour-long episodes to set up the entire character universe. And then you sat through 8 hours of setup for them to like actually start doing crazy shit in the show. And I was like, man, imagine if Disney Plus did this with a character where they like sat there and went through the process of actually building a universe around that character. It's fucking
Tommy
crazy.
Shelby from Peaky Blinders is probably the strongest MCU character. That's all I'm gonna say. When people are distracting, is it Wanda? Is it Thanos? Is it Captain Marvel? None of them. Tommy Shelby from Peaky Blinders could ice all these motherfuckers. He'd kill all of them.
Yeah,
he's the number one.
I just like
character in MCU power level wise.
That's my only hope, that they went to this big powwow and they're like, guys, these Disney Plus shows are moving too fast. Like we gotta slow them down. We gotta give them 2 or 3 more episodes. We gotta slow them down. We gotta introduce these characters. Like think of all of the characters that have been introduced in the MCU in the past year. It's fucking insane. Like they're reaching fringe shit where I'm like, Bronze, what the hell is Werewolf by Night, or what? Like, who the fuck is this shit? And
we're
that's
going
like
to Strange Tales.
That's like where they're going, man. It's crazy that the like insane pace that we're introducing characters for them to potentially just be forgotten about for like years.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you look at the scheduling, we got
She-Hulk in a
so
month.
many people.
She-Hulk comes out in a month.
Someone explained to me how I'm supposed to remember or care about Kit Harington.
Yeah.
And his storyline.
Well,
how?
I have a very spicy take. I don't think most of these MCU characters are going to spend a lot of time on the mainstream. I think they're one and done throwaway things, except for probably Captain America. I don't think
Disney Plus shows. You mean?
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't think like
Marvels right out of the gate.
I know, but I'm saying like I don't think like it's gonna be like, oh, she's the main character of the Marvels. I think this is the Captain Marvel movie. And she is also there.
I think she'll be like America Chavez. I mean, clearly she's America Chavez.
I think it's going to be a smaller role than that.
You think so?
I do think, yeah, because of the number of characters they're putting in, I think it's going to be a much smaller role than that.
Could be.
Why then, and this is a problem that I have with everything they're doing, and it's also a problem I have with the way they do Star Wars and everything. Like, why include it then? Why keep creating new little things? And I mean, I understand the business side of it.
Yeah, it's
I very much understand that.
We have
but
to
from
have
a creative side,
yeah,
it's insane. Like from a creative aspect, I understand that they got toys to sell and they want to hit all the markets. Like I get it, but like from a creative, it does not make sense to just be like, all right, we're gonna create 80 things and never tie that shit up. Like that is
it's not about
insulting to your fan base.
I don't think it's about creative anymore. This fan base is easy to insult. They will eat whatever you put in front of them.
That's not going to pay off after a while. You're gonna alienate people. You're gonna kill the franchise.
Here's my.
I think to them, this is how we get the India dollars. This is how we get the Pakistan dollars.
I agree with that. Here's my if we get a hot take each.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't even have to be good. You know.
Here's my hot take. Disney Plus is the worst thing to happen to the MCU. Like, I thought I wanted all of this shit, and now after all the episodes, I'm like, fuck, man. They're like,
no, you're right.
Way too fast. This is way too fast. The only here it is. Disney Plus is the worst thing that happened in the MCU, minus Loki, because Loki was good.
But here's the thing.
Yeah, Loki.
I know that we love Loki. I know people who hate Loki. I have a friend who consistently is like, all Loki did was undermine any character growth of Loki.
I don't know if that's true. He definitely had character growth.
Because he's like, it's the Loki from Avengers 1, not the Loki from Endgame or whatever, Infinity War. So it's a Loki that has not had any of the character growth with his brother. Not like he also hates the fact that Gamora shows up at the end. Like, but it's one of those things where it's like, I like how my chat knows exactly who it is because it's very obvious if you know but I understand his point of view. Even though I disagree, I understand it. And I think that's the problem. And so I'm very
Oh my God, you guys were right. This show was made for white people. Bassett in my chat, who's Pakistani, said the funny thing is Disney Plus isn't even available in Pakistan.
Yeah, it's a show.
Well, I mean, there's people there's Pakistanis outside of Pakistan, but yeah.
Right, but like they had no clue. They had to do special theatrical releases for the show because it was not. They don't even have Disney Plus over there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. They're not in the market, is what they're saying. Is what
I would love. I mean, clearly as like a white.
I mean, that makes sense. Why this is for like to quote the vernacular from the show ABCD. Because the one thing that got me was like they keep mashing everything together. They keep mashing like India, Pakistan, Punjabiness. They keep mashing it all together. Like why they keep doing that?
We don't know that culture.
And then I was like, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't care if these people hate me. Half of you fucking Indians, Pakistanis in America don't know that. So why are we acting like it's just white people? Half of them don't know that. So that makes more sense if they never really intended for if their target demographic isn't India money and Pakistan money. It makes more sense of why it's like all over the place because you have a bunch of, NRIs writing the show. Maybe I don't know.
The difference, the curious note that I have here, and I would love to again information. I love it. Comparing Shang-Chi to Miss Marvel, I would love to know the statistics of that because Shang-Chi I think was like very good, very well done. Very respectful of like everything that's going on. So I'm curious if it was like, oh, we are definitely 100%. This is going to be put out in China, and we're gonna have a whole fucking thing, and we're gonna do
that movie was hated in China because the actor was hated in China.
Well, again, that's why I would love information. Like, at least from my perspective.
Wait, who's hated over there?
Simu Liu, the main actor.
They hate him?
They said he's ugly. That's why.
What?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure that's
blowing my mind right now. Were you fucking kidding me?
I'm pretty sure
he
that's
looked
real.
Too American. Whoa.
Yeah. Like they.
Incredible.
Oh, I guess that movie never even came out in China. I thought it did, but maybe it got maybe it didn't. Blocked. I mean, I could just Google it here real quick.
It got blocked.
This comes down to the stats. I would love to know.
Ugly? Oh my God, guys.
Yeah, that was a huge drama before the show happened. Like the Chinese Twitter equivalent was all like, yeah, he's way too ugly to be a superhero.
This is fascinating. So this is why I love statistics and information because like it does seem like Phase 4, what they're trying to do is reach out to a wider worldwide audience, more than just a bunch of white superheroes, which is fine. It's chill. I'm very curious how things are being received, and this is fascinating.
It never came out in China.
I never would even thought that they were like, he's too ugly. Dude was awesome. But I guess people are saying that he looks too
beauty change.
I mean, look, All you need to do is go watch those fan cams of like, what is that street in Hong Kong? There's like a famous street, and people go there and film like beautiful people walking up and down the street all day long, and they do not look real. They don't look like real human beings. And I'm like, whew, boy, they're like ultra thin and ultra like plastic, and you're like, oh my god, huh? And they're wearing outfits that are probably
TikToker's
worth
Alley?
more than
Is
everything
that
I've
the
ever
name of it?
owned. What now?
Is it TikToker's Alley? Is that the
I mean, it might as well be. It might as well be.
Gotcha.
It's just crazy. I see it all the time. I know that there's several like fan cams of that. Mostly filters, maybe, but it's still the same thing as when you see Instagram reality.
Yeah.
You know.
Anyways,
That's really interesting.
we have one more thing to do before we wrap Miss Marvel.
Damn.
We got to rank it.
Where do we put it in the shows?
Here's the big question. Is Miss Marvel
11.
better than Iron Fist?
I said my fan's 11.
You win 11?
Yeah.
I think it's better than Defenders. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is far and away better. I'm okay if it goes between.
I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is only 11 because I haven't even seen it.
Yeah, that's as far as I could get it.
I think we decided that Defenders and Luke Cage and Iron Fist and Inhumans was worse than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. only because it would make JP happy.
Yeah,
here's
100%.
the thing.
Everyone in chat is going to agree that seeing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that it's incredible.
I don't care if Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is higher than Miss Marvel, but
I don't care
think
either.
Jessica Jones, season 1 of Jessica Jones,
It's very good.
makes up for the awful seasons of Jessica Jones. So it stays at 10 for sure.
Okay.
So there's no, it can't be higher than 10 for sure.
Yeah,
I'm okay
no,
with
it
that
has
then.
to be under 10. That's why I said 11, but I don't care about 11 or 12.
Jessica Jones, chat. Jessica Jones is 10 because Jessica Jones season 1 is incredible, and then it immediately is the worst show.
2 and 3 is
all of
dog
them.
shit. Yeah.
So we are being generous by keeping it at 10.
Yeah.
But season 1 was good enough to make up for it, you know.
Season 1 is fantastic, but I'm convinced maybe it's just because the villain is so very good.
Yes, villain carried that show as it does.
I don't know what
changed,
changed,
comic
but
properties.
He probably was carrying that show, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. Great. It comes in number 12. That's that. As always, if you want to submit your own rankings, because there is a overall chat consensus on this, you can go over to mcucrew.com/rankings for all of that. What is let's see who's actually, if there's any change. I don't think there is an aggregate score yet for the TV shows. Looks like it's only the movie properties. Where did Thor get put in here? Oh, we have the community vote for Thor.
We didn't put in Thor yet?
No. Sure? We did, but I'm saying the community because it wasn't added till I guess last week.
Oh, so we're gonna see where the community put Thor: Love and Thunder.
It came in at number 13, which is I think
roughly where we have it.
That's roughly where we have it. Yeah. We were at.
Look, our finger is on the pulse. We know what's we may say
ours
some
was
things.
A little bit lower. Ours was 17, but
the middle is the middle. Here's the thing: we've discussed this before. Once you get past 10, maybe like 12, everything is like up for grabs. It's all subjective at that point. What's good is good, and what's bad is bad. In the middle, we're all kind of like, I think we all agree that Thor: Love and Thunder isn't great, but it's not terrible. It's just like, all right. It has some awesome moments, and that's it.
It just literally like updated as of 5 seconds ago. It is now 16, closer to us.
There you go. Changes.
So
Thor: Love and Thunder was
go and vote.
Again, we didn't say it, but the dude who did it is a series of goofs. It's like
series of content.
A series of content. That's a perfect way to describe it.
Yeah.
It is not a film, just like a bunch of content clipped together to make a film, and it's some of the content.
That's kind
of
Miss Marvel too. Let's be real.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the okay. Let me if 5 years from now, if they Age of Ultron Miss Marvel, And it really is the start. I mean, it is the start of everything mutant. And that is like where phase 4 is leading, is the whole idea of mutants. Does that redeem Miss Marvel at all? Or is that just because they included it in the show?
No, a
Let
shitty
me-
show is a shitty show. It just
Let me
because it's
retort.
important doesn't make it more enjoyable to watch, you know?
Okay.
That just means they should have made it better.
Okay.
The Hulk movie was the start of the MCU, and no one's going back and being like, well, that's the best movie.
But the comparison was to Age of Ultron. Is Age of Ultron a better film than it was 4 years ago?
No, but the things that happen in it, nothing is giving more gravitas. Like the only thing that is better isn't, it's the stuff that comes out of it. So having oh my god, my brain just died. The bad guy from Hawkeye, not Hawkeye,
Kang?
Captain America.
Wait, which
Zemo.
Which bad guy?
Zemo.
Oh, Zemo. Okay.
Having Baron Zemo exist in Civil War, and then having him actually be Baron Zemo in the TV show is like the win that I want. It's like, oh, it took us a
Where
while
it
to get
gets
there,
better.
but
Yeah.
having Zemo become actual Zemo and not just like, I'm a guy named Zemo and I want revenge. It took us a while to get there, but we got there, and I'm fine with that. And so I'm like, okay, I like having the backstory of where we're at with Zemo, but it's, you know, it took us a while to get there, and they stumbled along the way, but now we have Zemo, and that's fun.
Yeah.
So
Wait,
that kind of thing I'm all right with.
Zemo
I
was
can't,
a
you know, I'm not gonna
different.
be like, it's good though.
Zemo was Civil War, but still, I see what you're saying.
No, but I'm saying, but like Zemo's Civil War plotline is because of Ultron,
Right. Yeah.
and
Okay.
so it was like this leapfrog thing we had to play to finally get to a good Zemo, but we had to go through Ultron to Civil War to Winter Soldier and Falcon Winter Soldier,
Yeah.
to get to that's Zemo, that's the Zemo I want to see. We finally got there, and that's like, okay, I guess, yeah, it is because of Ultron, but I don't need Ultron to exist, you know, like that kind
You
of
don't need the backstory for it to exist.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. The payoff is worth. Yeah, I hope that we're saying the same thing about all these Disney Plus shows in terms of like, yeah, they introduced the character, but the character actually got good in X, and X is a prop. Maybe in the Marvels, Miss Marvel is like incredible. They write her correctly, and like she becomes the. I think America Chavez was great in Multiverse of Madness. I thought she was great in that.
Better actor too. Unfortunately, is the thing here. There's not a lot to work with this. Like,
I didn't mind
I'm not.
I didn't mind her acting.
I'm not trying to be mean, but like,
No, I don't think it's
she's
mean.
got-
I think you could judge an actor.
she's got
on
one
acting.
face, and this is her first project, and it's very clear she's very fucking green. You know, because the job of an actor is when you get a script to add something to it. You know, I don't think anybody could do Yelena the way that Florence Pugh does it, because
Absolutely.
she took that script and she added something to it. A lot of the cast of Miss Marvel, the unseasoned actors, you can tell who they are. They don't add anything to the character. They just read the script, you know? And so it always comes off as flat, where it's like, what about your son? You took that from Aisha. All she wanted to do was be with her. It's like, okay, but are you angry? Are you sad? Are you defeated? Are you hopeless in this moment? Like, what is your interpretation of this character? Would she be pissed here? And all of that falls on the actor, really. Some of it's direction, yes, but some of
Sure.
it's also acting, where it's like, well, no, I think I would be fucking livid right now. At this point, I don't even think I would be sad or crying. I'd be like, how fucking dare you try to open this goddamn portal to the newer dimension, you stupid bitch. Like, and it's like, okay, so then put that in. But a lot of her reading is like, you know, Cameron,
Yeah.
your mother gave up everything for you. She wanted you to survive. And it's like, okay, but are you sad here? Are you worried here? Do you love him? Like, what's happening here?
I'll say this.
You know?
An actor can
Like,
get
what's
better,
going on?
but there's you can only be like an actor can improve their acting, but the only way that a person is likable is if they're likable. And I think Iman Vellani is like an actress is incredibly likable. Like she was
She
great in
reminds
that
me of
role.
the kids in Harry Potter, but the difference
Yeah.
between the first movie and the last movie is like tremendous.
Yeah, it's night and day. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I agree, Bronze. I hope she, has a billion acting coaches, which I'm sure she will. If Marvel knows
I
what they're
just don't
doing.
see it translating well to the big screen.
If you want to see like
We'll
a
see.
masterclass in acting, going back to Elena, go back and watch that Hawkeye episode where it's her with the mac and cheese in the kitchen.
Mm.
Cut out her acting. Just look at the dialogue. The dialogue is insane. It is like not good dialogue, and she sells every moment of that scene. She is like literally, she's like, I love macaroni and cheese. Yes. Like that. Like, I don't know if that's ad lib. I don't know what's going on there, but like the shit that's said in that scene is not like compelling. But the fact that it's like an incredible actor, you're just like, yo, this is the best scene I've seen in maybe a Marvel TV show. It's so good.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's the
But that's
difference.
also
It's
like how many
huge.
things has Florence acted in? Like countless,
Well,
right?
yeah,
Like
it's experience. It's
Yeah,
experience.
which is why I'm
the
saying
experience is crazy.
she's green, like
She's
but
what,
it's
14? Like she's gotta be great.
yeah, I mean Natalie Portman was in The Professional or Leon the Professional when
Natalie
she
Portman was also
about
in the
same age.
clone or the original Star Wars movies. Go watch that.
Right, which is why we can say some of its direction, which I did say,
Sure,
JP, maybe
yeah,
your
yeah.
comprehension wasn't there.
Whoa, I
but-
didn't. Don't get saucy with me, motherfucker. I'm not insulting you one bit.
I'm
I'm not
just
chat.
saying.
You cannot yell at me, you motherfucker. I'm not
Y'all-
chat, Bronze.
y'all are
You
acting
cannot
like I'm
fucking
being
come
mean to
back
her.
with me.
Y'all are
You son
acting
of a
like I'm
bitch.
being mean to her. No, fight me. I'm not being fucking mean, okay? Y'all are just afraid of being called racist. So you're not gonna say it how it is, but I will.
I'm not afraid of being called racist one bit.
Jesse got quiet, Jesse.
It doesn't matter to me. I'll say whatever I
I'm
want.
waiting. I'm waiting to
Jack
see what
can
you're
take
going to
the
say.
influence.
What are you going to say that would get us called racist?
What am I gonna say? Nothing I'm gonna say that you call racist.
No, I'm saying, but you were like, if you said this, you'd be called racist. What would it be that
If
we
we,
said?
I think if she's saying if we critique the actress, then we're called racist, Jesse. Is what Bronze is
Yeah,
saying.
that's what I was saying. And it's not. For
Which
the
I don't
record,
think is true.
I did.
But
I
maybe
did say
maybe
this
from
is
fucking
her
idiots. But
I'd
yeah.
like to give our audience a little more credit, but
This is
I don't
her
know.
first. This is her first movie. I did say that. I said
Yeah.
some of its direction, and I also said it's like the whole cast. Other than the seasoned like Pakistani actors they have on there, I feel like the entire cast has like been very mid. All the young people are very mid for me. The Red Daggers guy, Aramis Knight, his fucking accent's horrible and his performance was not very good. You
Yeah,
know,
I
and
agree with
same
that.
thing with the old boy playing Cameron. It's not me going after Iman specifically. It's like, no, I just think all of those performances across the board felt flat. We have one guy that was like really interesting and really good, and they killed him off in the same episode. So like
5 minutes later.
like
yeah.
I was like, no, I think y'all should have had him hang around these kids, so maybe some of that would have rubbed off on them. I don't know. Like maybe if you're around somebody like that, you will elevate your performance. But I do think like stories like this, you do have to like you have to find something in it that you connect to if that's what you're selling is connection. And there's so many pieces of this like I said, it doesn't feel like they're connected or plugged in, and I don't know, like I was reading, I tried to like understand her point of view. I read an interview from her and she said,
With Iman?
and I will never get over this. Yeah, from Iman. She said, one of the biggest things I discovered from being on this movie is that brown people are a lot of fun. And I guess I never knew that. And then she says, we just had so much fun on set. I guess I knew that like my family and stuff had fun, but I had never and didn't have any context outside of that. And I was like, girl, what the fuck does that mean? Do you
Yeah, I
not
don't
hang
know-
out
I
with
don't know what
brown
that means.
people? What does that mean? Are you smoking crack at the age of 15? Like, it was it's like, what do you mean you don't think brown people have fun? Like what? White people have fun, brown people don't have fun? What does that mean? You know, so I'm just like, I
Now
don't
that's
think
some
you
racist
have.
shit.
I,
See, now that's some
like,
racist shit.
it was very confusing to me. I was just sitting there reading it, and I was like, I don't. And she's like, I guess I always knew we had fun because like in my family, but I didn't have context outside of that. I was like, so do you not consume any media from your culture at all whatsoever? Like, do you not consume any YouTubers that are Indian or Punjabi or Pakistani? Do you not consume anything from that? Because if your takeaway is, I was on set and I was just like, oh my gosh, brown people have so much fun. It's like, girl, what else do you think we do? Like, what
I have
what do you
this.
think
I've got this awful twisted reality that Aman Vellani is a juicer.
is what?
She's a tier 3 XQC sub. That's where Bronze gets her content from. She's just
honestly,
out there
think,
XQCL and everywhere.
again, I don't know the complete context
man.
of the quote, but I have to believe that it's less her and more what I think is the overall push of this show, which is like, hey, white people, we're just like you. I'm telling you. I'm convinced that's what was going on with this. They were like, our main audience is going to be a bunch of like white dudes, and we need to convince them that there's a reason to watch this show. So we're going to spend a lot of time in this show explaining that, like, hey, middle America, we may not be Christian, but we're a lot like you too. And there's no reason to be afraid of us. Convince, rather than tell a story, they were like, we have got to pander a little bit. Convince them.
That's such a stupid way to tell a story, though.
It's
well, duh.
Yeah, it's not a great way to tell a story.
Unfortunately, I think that's what they felt they had to do.
But
I
will
guarantee
say
Disney
this.
was like,
I will say this 100%, and Bronze aided in this 100% with the recaps of the shows that we do every Monday. I definitely know a lot more about that culture than I did 6 weeks ago.
absolutely.
And so it succeeded in that. If there's anything it did do well, it succeeded in that, of like introducing me to that aspect.
Also, she's not 15. She's not 14. She's 19.
Oh, okay. I didn't know how old
I
she
mean,
was.
the rest of the world watches as well, and we ain't xenophobes.
I felt bad
disagree.
dunking on a 15-year-old. I don't feel bad dunking on a 19-year-old.
There you go. Yeah.
I disagree. I don't know if I believe the rest of the world are not xenophobes. I don't know if I believe that. I think the rest of the world's equally as messed up as the United States.
Oh yeah.
We're just definitely more out about it now.
Yeah. I mean,
India had a Muslim
that stuff
ban,
exists.
like,
That's a human
2
being
years
element.
ago.
Yeah.
Most countries are xenophobic.
Mm-hmm. Human beings. It dropped countries.
Yeah.
It's just human beings or.
Yeah.
I just think that
Like,
that here in the
it's
States,
not an
we
America
spend a lot
only
of time
thing.
trying to convince like people that other people are like them because we really like. That's a problem we have. We're just like, I don't know, they seem different to me. It's like, no, we're actually human beings too. Yeah, we spend a lot of time doing that shit, and it's insane. But we must. Yeah, media does a lot of that. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So.
Well, I mean, I had this conversation on my stream yesterday where people were like, well, in America, they don't teach a lot about global history. And I was like, that's every country, because I went to school in India and a majority of what we learn is Indian history. Like,
yeah,
we learned some global history, but not a lot. Like, I'm pretty sure that's most countries, but for some reason, Americans have deluded themselves into thinking it's just America. And I'm like, no, I think that's like most countries is like you spend like, I want to say 98% of your time learning about Indian history and 2% learning about World War II.
Yeah. I mean, Jesse can attest to this. Americans don't even learn about American history half the time. It's fucking alternate history. Like it's rewritten history. It's bullshit.
100% been all over the world. And yes, there are many places where people learn about different cultures and stuff, but they don't learn that, like, it isn't like they're worldwide. Like, they know about American things because America is a culture that forces our culture on a lot of other people.
Yeah.
And that's why people know about our shit. So when everyone's like, well, it's so weird America doesn't know about the rest of the world, it's because your culture, your country is not literally shipped. Like, you don't have 80, like, there is no like German version of McDonald's being imported to our country where we are now like, oh, that's interesting, I wonder what that's about. No, meanwhile, we're like, Coca-Cola, bitch. Like, that's the
Oh.
difference.
Bronze, I have to ask, did you just see the headline? Did you see the full quote that someone posted in chat?
No.
Here's the full
Mm-mm.
quote. With context, it actually is a lot better.
Mhm.
And the fact that it doesn't make her sound like a racist. The full quote is, something I really like is that Kamala is happy, and you don't see that very often in these kinds of shows and movies. Film and TV shape how we see people in this world, and there are 2 billion Muslims in the world. That's 1 in 4 people. If you keep generalizing people in one-dimensional ways, that's how we're going to see them. But when you represent them in a way that reflects the way that they actually live, it can open people's eyes. Oh, brown people can have fun? Crazy. So it was like a sarcastic comment.
And goes back to my
Oh.
point, which was we are trying to show these people that are like terrified that there's a show about brown people that like they're just like us. They're fun people too, which is I think that's the
Stupid.
biggest problem.
Yeah.
I think that sucks that
dumb.
rather than tell a story, you have to be concerned about like, well, is anyone going to watch it? If it's a
That
good story,
entire quote reads like a Twitch ad. You know, like
it's promotion for
Yeah,
for a
well, I
show,
mean,
yeah.
it's
I
promoted.
am so proud to be chosen as a Twitch ambassador because there's not a lot of people that look like me on Twitch. And I hope that for other brown girls out there, they see me and they get inspired and they think, I can do this too. And if even one person feels like that, then I feel like I've done my job. And representation is important. It's not important for it to be meaningful or narratively driven in any way. It should just be purely visual. And I'm so happy that I get to be that token for you guys here today because some of you have the mental capacity of a donut and you'll be so easily pleased just by seeing my brown face on screen that you'll ignore how this platform treats marginalized creators and instead you'll say, finally, Twitch did something good.
Bronze,
So
question.
I'm really excited.
Are you talking about Twitch or D&D? Question.
Both.
Got him. Got him.
Oh my god. And
I just
people are
figured I
like,
would ask.
she did that. She did that. She did that. Look at that. Fucking look at that. Look at that sand personing on my monitor. I'm so
Jesse, this is where we gotta make sure that if this gets out there.
See, here's the difference. Bronze is right. If I would say any of that,
Yeah.
racist,
Yeah,
instantly racist.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely correct.
That's
You're
where
right.
we
You're
gotta
right,
be
Bronze.
careful.
You're
We gotta
correct.
be careful with that.
But this is a deep cut to me and Jesse painting miniatures and me saying that I bought a pack of skin toned miniature paints. And I was so excited that they were actually different colors because otherwise I have to custom mix the paint for my brown minis.
Sure.
And the one that matches me is called sand. You have skin, you have flesh, and then you have sand and dark sand. And I was like, I don't know if I'm sand or dark sand.
Wait, for like a human, for what?
Yeah,
Type of mini, like a
Yes.
human?
a human mini. Yeah.
Jesus.
That's what I was
Okay.
laughing about. I was like, that's crazy. For me, I have like plenty of flesh tones. That's so weird.
I have sand
Why
and
would that
dark
be?
sand. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm more of a sand personally. I could, depending on the time of year, maybe I'm dark sand.
Is for like, I gotta be careful. I will get canceled if I say
Go on. No, go on. Yes, go on.
I was gonna say, like, what are the white colors? Like, that just.
I'm telling you. No,
like pale,
There's
flesh,
pale white.
flesh.
There's
yeah.
yeah.
It's all flesh colors.
Huh.
That's why I was joking. Like, there's like 8 flesh colors that are white, and then it's like, and then sand. Like that. The more you think
Wait,
about it,
was
like
that a
is
Crindor?
fucked
That was a
up.
Crindor accent right there. I like that. That was Jesse went Crindor.
Sand. And sand.
Yeah, I
man.
feel like a lot of my foundation and concealer colors are like sand, golden sand, dark sand, wet sand, dry sand,
Look,
sand that's been out in the sun maybe a little too long,
Sand
sand that's
goes a
been
long ways.
indoors for a long
Oh,
time.
the best part is that after a while they're like, we can't call it sand, guys. That's racist. Call it Sahara.
Oh, you're right. You're totally
Gobi
right.
Desert.
Yes, call it Gobi.
Yeah, it's not even. They
Huh?
leave the desert
This
off,
color's
just
called
Gobi.
Death Valley.
Like, what is Death? I gotta stop. What color is Death Valley, Jesse?
I don't know, like a little off. Like it's like when I tan, I become Death Valley color. Like a little, it's like white, but like a little. There's a little color there, just like a little tiny bit of color, just like little
Okay. All right.
little color.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh my God, terracotta. That's yes. We'll call it terracotta.
Terracotta is also
That shit
pretty
is
good.
hilarious.
All right, we need to end the show before we get canceled. I think we got to get out of here.
This is the only show where you're gonna see Jesse do his Russian bird accent, me and JP fight, and a lengthy discussion on the colors of sand.
We didn't fight.
So that's so much. That's the YouTube comments will say we fought, which is why I don't read the YouTube comments.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
Sure.
I
YouTube comments will be like,
just want
Do-
my bird to
Do
stop
Bronze and
fighting.
JP hate each other? Are they no longer friends?
JP racist? Question mark?
I'm gonna die. Cut the fucking stream. I hate it.
Oh God, we've got San Diego Comic-Con stuff happening this weekend out of Marvel. We'll be covering that next
I literally
Monday.
involuntarily scream when Jesse's too funny. It's the worst fucking thing. Like Jesse will make me actually scream with the shit he says. I'm just like, stop.
Oh man. Hey, what are we watching? You guys want to watch? Are we watching something? I saw a bunch of comments. Obviously, with Miss Marvel, where it ended up, people are saying to rewatch the animated X-Men. That was a big one.
There's so much, though. How would we know even where to watch?
There's like a million episodes.
How many are there? Let's see. I don't think there's that much. X-Men animated Disney Plus. Let's see.
I don't.
How many episodes are there?
Stream so wild. Braun says, cut the stream?
No, this.
Oh, there's 5 seasons. Oh shit!
I'm trying to read it, but it's so hard. Vicken wrote, I watched MCU crew at 1/4 speed, and these are 53 Easter eggs you might have missed that prove that JP.
Nice. It's all microaggressions. That's really where it comes through. Yeah, it's all in the microaggressions.
It's all the microaggressions. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
I'm fucking crying.
I see your mannerisms.
I can't. I'm gonna have to give like 5 seconds for when Bronze finishes speaking, so people don't think I'm cutting her off now. You're right. There are a lot. There's 5 seasons, each one 13, 19, 17, 14 episodes. So we could do like season 1. If you guys, I mean, we could do like 3 episodes a week. They're short episodes. They're 21 minutes long. That's including the intro, which is probably what.
Are we talking about the OG ones? Where
the OG? It's on Disney Plus. It's all on Disney.
Yeah, X-Men 91. Yeah. Is it 91?
I'm down to watch the first couple X-Men 91. I would be fine with that. I bet that would be a wild. For next week, watch the first couple episodes. I'd be down for that. That might be super fun.
The first 3 episodes, because at the end of episode 3, Magneto shows up. And that's good stopping.
Magneto doesn't even show up for the first 3.
Nope.
I'm in. I'm here for it. That's gonna be super fun.
Yeah, let's do that. It's on Disney Plus. So here's the thing. I know that show begins. I don't know where that show goes and ends. Does it end with like Phoenix? Oh, it ends with Apocalypse.
I don't know where that show ends either.
It's Apocalypse.
All I remember is when they ended up on the island with the pterodactyl man. That's as far as I can remember.
That's like season 4.
Y'all were able to keep up with the story. I feel like I caught it whenever it was on.
Yeah, it was hard. It was hard to watch, episode by episode.
That's every cartoon during that time period where it was like on whenever the hell it was on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the
I'm
first
like, I
episode
don't
is
know.
called Night of the Sentinels Part 1. And then episode 2 is just called episode 2. But it's
Hell yes.
yeah.
Hell yes. This is going to be great. The
It's
entire
real-
town will be thinking about, I'm a
it's real-
juggernaut, bitch. This is it. This is going to be great. This is
Real
super
strange.
fun.
I can't wait till we get to the episode where Jean Grey gets mad that Remy is seasoning her soup.
That's pretty early, if I recall. Look,
It is.
Yeah. God, I'm excited for that. Okay, so let's watch episode 1, 2, and 3. Night of the Sentinels Part 1, episode 2, and then episode 3 is called Enter Magneto. There's 13 episodes for that. I think we'll probably see
Amazing.
some stuff
I'm here
about
for it.
X-Men 97 this weekend. So it'll be a good tie-in for that, especially if we watch all 5 seasons. So, and then the next big thing in terms of MCU releases is She-Hulk, which is next month. I think about a month out from now.
You know what? The new
30
still
days.
looked all right to me. The new like photos they had, I was like,
They're looking
all
better.
right, okay.
Here,
We're
did you
getting there.
did you see how they gave the photos to like VFX magazine?
No,
That's where
Interesting.
they ended up on VFX magazine for the new shots.
I'm here for it though. Like they're doing. Let's be honest, they're doing most of the work there, so they
Yeah.
might as well have their work back.
Yeah, that comes out
Man,
August 17th.
There was so much controversy this past week regarding a lot of the accounts that have come out with visual effects studios not wanting to work with Marvel
Yeah.
and the horrible conditions they have to work with.
It's rough. I mean,
That was
think about how fast
wild.
these shows are coming out. That's how fast they have to do this shit. It's wild.
Well, and so one of the Twitter threads blew up around the same time, and then like the timing on that interview Taika had with I think it was Vanity Fair, where he was looking at scenes of Thor: Love and Thunder with Tessa Thompson, and at one point he says, "Look at that. Does that look real to you?" And that just set fire to the powder keg even more.
Damn.
Because that clip was surfacing or circulating on Twitter with a lot of visual effects artists saying, "Oh yes, when I don't see my family for 3 months working on your fucking movie, and then you decide to go ahead and throw me under the bus in front of
Yeah.
Vanity Fair by saying, 'Look at Korg here. Does this look real to you? Does any of this look real to you?'" And where he was just casually laughing about it, but like that around the timing of that clip with people talking about burnout and crunch doing visual effects for Marvel shows, I was like, oh no.
Think about this. What if like the visual effects industry went on strike against Marvel? Like how like that would fuck Disney. Like, they wouldn't be able to do shit if people just like
Yeah,
stopped
it would halt
working
all
for them.
production.
Yeah. They wouldn't be able to do anything. They could like, film the movies, but the VFX is like that's most of those scenes take place in a fucking random room and they put everything in behind them. So I'd be curious. At that point, Disney would be like, all right, we're just going to make our own VFX studio. And then no one can talk about the shit that happens in there because they're under NDA, blah, blah, blah. That'd probably be the result to that. But yeah. Oh, well, we'll see what happens. I'm with Jesse, though. She-Hulk is looking a lot better. So whoever's out there working on that stuff, good job. Hopefully you didn't like
the
the
fact
fact
that they
sure
didn't like
70
they probably
hours.
just had something together for the trailer, I'm sure. And then now
Yeah.
they're being lambasted over it,
It
But
might
I'm
have
sure
been-
that's like what it was.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we have to get this trailer out, so I guess we just have to do this,
That might have been also the case while we're seeing like the marketing campaigns be so much closer to a movie is because like the trailers were rushed in the past, like the case with She-Hulk. With Thor, it was like pretty close to release when we saw that first trailer. It was 2 months out, I think, or 3 months out. It was a lot closer than usual in terms of the lead up for that. I do think we're going to get a Black Panther trailer though next Monday. I definitely think we'll see that.
that comes out this year.
That's November. That's in 3.5 months.
Remember when we used to get trailers like 6 months ahead of launch?
It's
A year ahead of launch.
It's because they weren't
Yeah.
doing so fucking much. Like they are just cranking MCU stuff out. Yeah.
What's sad about how much they're doing is the pressure is on the wrong people.
Right.
It's on like the studios working for them. It's not on the people that, the executives that are just like, green light another movie.
Yeah. I mean,
'Cause the visual effects in Miss Marvel were rough.
yeah, they weren't great. And I also think that like what they had it didn't look, the idea that like, yeah, we can't make a stretchy person is an issue. What they had in this was not a good replacement.
I mean, all you
I'd
gotta
take a
do is go back
stretchy
and
person.
go watch episode 6 again and look when she and Bigand, go look at how much they cut
We
her
didn't
out
even
of the
talk
frames.
about that like moment. You're right.
Like they literally shot around it, so
Yeah.
you'd see as little of her as possible. That's how they
Yeah.
thought about the effects. They were like, no.
It was
Just
hard for
hide
me
it."
to contextualize how large she was, actually, because they
Mhm.
were just showing everyone's reaction and, like, her fists and stuff, and they cut off, like, the bottom half of her torso
Yeah.
in several of the frames, so you couldn't actually tell that she was bigger than the tanks in
Yeah.
places. So, like, the graphic effects on that were, like, it was rough. It was bad in a couple of places where I unfortunately paused and to go get a glass of water, came back and was like, "Oh, this is a bad place to pause," like
We didn't, we completely blanked on the post-credit scene. We didn't even talk.
Oh my god. Well, okay, half the reason we blanked on the post-credit scene is it's very clear they did not have Brie Larson and Iman Vellani on like, did they not have them on set at the same time?
Those were filmed at completely different times. Yeah, there's 100%. That's how that
They're
went.
not even on camera together, so why would we care? Like, it's like they switch places because of the gauntlet, and then she's,
Yeah,
like,
that.
looking at pictures of herself, and she's like, "Oh, shit,"
Yeah,
and
I love I think the idea that they swapped places and Captain Marvel was just flying around in space, and now Amon is just out.
She's
there,
dead. She died in
like,
space. She died.
and that's how like Miss Marvel starts, or
That's it,
Captain
yeah.
Marvel starts.
That's it.
Yeah, yeah. That I don't know what
Yeah,
the plot
like-
is. I don't know why they swap. I guess she was like investigating the technology or something, or maybe found the other bangle
I was
or
gonna
something.
say, I think the thing is gonna be that she found the other bangle, and so they switched places or something like that when she touched it or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Since now we've established you can time travel and teleport with these bangles.
Right. Right. I will say I
you can time
thought
travel.
thought Captain Marvel's outfit and hair looked hell of a lot better than it did in the film. I thought she looked
Yes.
fucking rad.
Yeah.
Like she looked really
Yeah.
cool. Super
Did
into
anyone
that.
else think she shapeshifted at first instead?
Yes. Yeah. I thought that.
I was like, she's not in the scene with her. Did she become her? Is that why she says, oh shit? And then I realized, oh no, that's her.
Right.
Mhm.
And she said, oh shit, because she's worried about, I was like, oh, okay. But at first I was like, wait, what just happened? It was not explained very well.
Yeah. Well, I think if they also did the shapeshift thing, that would have been like how do they just explain that like, oh yeah, by the way, she can also shapeshift.
That's why I thought it was a post-credit thing. I was like, oh, she has a weird power thing.
They
Like,
don't
it didn't
explain
make a lot
being
of sense.
biggin.
They don't at
They're
all.
just
That-
kind
it
of-
was so if you don't know why she does that, I had a friend that watched that was like, why the fuck did she scream and biggin and then just get bigger? Like, where is that from? It's like, oh, that's like a big deal. It's part
There's
of her.
like there's like no, like I said, they made this like with the assumption that like you've read the comics, right? So like if I look at it through that lens, it's not that horrible of a show. But I'm trying to put that aside. And when you put that aside, there's no reason for like a lot of
Someone-
the shit that happens.
Someone in my chat said she turned into the Crystal Light mech suit. Crystal Light's a light beer, by the way, for anyone that doesn't know. It's like a super insanely cheap. That's great. I like that.
I know
Oh,
exactly what you're
hey.
talking about.
Yeah, I love that.
From the
Before
crystal
we
light
wrap-
boxes.
Yeah. What's that?
Before we wrap, since I know that we were talking about announcements
Yeah.
6 minutes ago, confirmation, Loki season 2 next year,
Oh,
Agatha House of Harkness next year, Ironheart, Echo, and Secret Invasion.
okay. Is that in order of release or is that just confirmed shows?
That's just 5 shows we're getting next year. 5
Yeah.
TV shows.
That's a lot of shows, man. So
Yeah.
that means, does that mean that we're getting, how many movies are we getting next year? 4?
No clue.
Guardians 3. Oh, there's also the Guardians Christmas special. So that's 6 shows.
I will say that of the shows that are there, all of them are shows that I will watch happily. Like I don't.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah, I'll watch all those shows.
Ironheart's
I'm
gonna be
excited
weird.
fun.
for Agatha. Like I am
Yeah.
I really like that actress, and I'm very excited to see what that show could be because it's not like I think that's the perfect type of thing for a show.
Yes.
Like whatever happened to
It's a
like
smaller
yeah.
character that they hopefully don't have to fucking put in a ton of. They don't have to go to fucking Karachi.
Mhm.
To have her like,
Yeah.
go back in time.
She's the perfect character to be on a show.
Yeah. I don't know who who is Agatha's, I guess some supernatural being thing. Like it could be whatever.
JP, Mephisto.
What if they do Mephisto?
Mephisto's
Is this
time.
where it starts? Is this where the
This is
Mephisto?
Mephisto. 100.
Do they waste someone as big as Mephisto?
They introduce Mephisto.
All right. What if Agatha incarnate? What if she brings Wanda back to life? And that's what the show is
100%.
based on.
100% she's going to save Wanda. It's
Okay.
happening.
All right. There
I
we go.
totally believe that.
Yeah, that's the play. That's the play. Just bringing Wanda back.
Yeah. She makes a deal with Mephisto to save Wanda.
Man, Chad is on fire
Watch it
today.
happen.
Brendan
Watch it
Fraser as Mephisto, please. No. But
Yo.
also yes.
Insane, but I would be here for
I'm
it.
here for it. Let's do it. Let's fucking go. Let's bring
What
it.
Wanda is dead? We don't know that. We don't know anything about Wanda. That's the problem.
We
We
don't.
don't know anything about Wanda.
Yeah.
We know nothing about nothing.
It
to be
sounds like
honest.
too in the interviews I saw the actress was saying like, yeah, I hope I come back, but I don't know what's going on. So seems like she's not even sure. Is Agatha even still under Wanda's spell? That's true. If Wanda died, does the spell that she cast on maybe that's where the show starts. Is the spell dies and Agatha's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no clue.
That could be where it's at. What were the other shows you said? Ironheart, Agatha, Loki season 2.
Let me find that again. The shows we're gonna get, according to them,
Who's them?
are Echo, which is we all knew we were gonna get
Who-
Echo.
What's the site
Agatha-
that's reporting this?
Everyone right now is
Oh, okay.
reporting it.
It
All
must
the
have
different
leaked
Marvel
from
sites.
SDCC then.
Yeah. Secret Invasion, and everyone is the reason why Secret Invasion is the interesting one because everyone's like, how are they going to do that as a TV show? Great question.
Yeah.
No, doesn't make any sense to me. They'd have to pull like Secret Invasion. You have to bring everyone in for that. So I don't know. Whatever. Echo, we know Ironheart, Agatha, House of Harkness, and Loki season 2.
It'll be
The,
the small, the SMOL Secret Invasion. The small,
Very like a
very
super
teeny
secret,
tiny invasion. We invaded
very secret invasion.
we did like 3
Yeah.
countries of an invasion. That's how big. That's how
We
Very
invaded
secret.
Ohio.
Yeah, they invade Ohio and everyone's like,
We're here
we
now.
gotta save this. Like, I don't want to go to fucking Ohio. I can see Sam Jackson saying that. Like, I'm not going to fucking Ohio.
But there's a secret invasion. Fuck Ohio.
Fuck Ohio, man. That'd be great. Yeah, so then you tie in the Guardians, that's 6, and then we probably get 3 to 4 films, that's 9. So then you get about, yeah, that makes sense. You get 60 days of not, well, if those show run for a month, that makes sense. Then there's a lot of Marvel coming out next year. That's a massive amount of Marvel. After She-Hulk, is there nothing in September and October?
Great question. 2022 releases.
Because someone was saying that Werewolf show is supposed to come out in October. this year?
Black Panther is
November.
the 11th.
11th, yeah. Yeah, I
That's
guess
the last movie for the year.
So I wonder if we get a
And
Werewolf by Night announcement this weekend.
She-Hulk is August. They're saying What If Season 2 and the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Is Guardians this year?
It says December 2022 is what it says.
I guess that makes sense because Guardians is next summer. So yeah, we get the Guardians
and everything
special
else
this year.
Everything else is next year. Yeah.
So then it goes She-Hulk, August, September, a little bit of a break. Is there when does Andor hit? Is that September?
I think so.
Yeah. So then September is the Star Wars shit. October is Werewolf by Night.
It just says What If Season 2 2022 and then December 2022 is Guardians.
Okay. By the way,
I'm petting my cat.
No problem. I know we're an MCU cruise show. Did you guys see that latest Rings of Power trailer for Lord of the Rings on Amazon?
The visual effects
that
on
trailer
that
was fucking baller.
Looked cool as shit.
Looked
That
like
cool.
they like very clearly that is the quality that I like to see.
Yeah.
I've also finally been watching Witcher, and it's such a refreshing like change
Season
from
1,
the
season
sloppy
2?
VFX. Season 1. Because
Okay,
I couldn't get into it the first time. Sorry. Like I got to like episode 3, but like the way they could jump around was like very frustrating for me.
Sure.
Yeah. So like we were cutting away from stuff that was really interesting and going to stuff that I didn't care about. It doesn't help that I've read the books and I've played the video game, so I know what's gonna happen. So like, yeah, there were just parts of it that I was like, I don't really want to watch all these nobles killing themselves. I want to go back to this other cool plot line. But finally been watching it, actually enjoying it this time through. And
temper your thoughts on the show for season 2.
Yeah, I will say that
I don't think it's bad, but it's definitely not season 1.
I love season 2.
I thought it was
fun. I think the effects are better. I think everything about season 2, they like had money.
Yeah.
So
I think season 1's better, but season 2 is still not, it's not bad for me.
But yeah, like looking through it, like the quality of costumes at the CGI, I'm like, oh, this is really nice.
I think it's better in season 2. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad you're enjoying that.
It's hard to go from that to like Disney Plus shows because they've dropped the ball so bad in the quality department, you know?
Yeah. I'm not even a fan. I read all the Witcher books. I just enjoy it. Let me enjoy things.
I just didn't like even Kamala Khan's costume was not giving for me.
It looked too well done, if that makes sense.
It looked too space agey. I was like, and then like the fact that Nakia looks at it and says like, "Did you get that in Karachi?" I was like, what about that is giving Karachi like, to you?
They had to make sure that people understood, for those that skip episode 3, 4, and 5, that they went to Karachi. That's why. That's in
like
there.
The costume made no sense to me. I was like, I don't get it. Like her costume in the comic is so good. I don't think they needed to change it.
That's a great bit. Trip in my chat says it looks like Tony Stark gave it to her, and I absolutely agree. It looks way too
it does.
Prim and proper. Yeah,
it's got like metal piece, like not metal, but like metallic fabrics on it, and all this like weird stuff happening.
Her mom is not a master fucking seamstress. Okay,
especially if we have characters like Spider-Man going back to I sewed my own suit.
Yeah,
surely Kamala would have something sewn, not like weave from future fabrics.
Well, I went down to Wakanda and got got their 3D printer, and I 3D printed your suit.
What's crazy is her costume in Karachi was so good, and then they gave her the vest to go with it, and then she had the sash already. I was like,
cool.
Yeah, I was like, oh, there's the costume.
And then they specifically showed the necklace she had with her name on it was melted into a lightning bolt. I was like, oh, she'll have a necklace instead of the logo. And then they were like, no. And I was like, why?
Yeah.
Anyways, not to end on a negative note, I'll say one thing I liked about the show. I like the Scott Pilgrim vibe.
Yeah,
in the first
that should have been the focus.
It was
of the
really
fucking
cute.
show, man.
Should have been the whole series.
I think that plays to Iman Vellani's strengths as an actress. I think when you have a less experienced actor, give them things they know, and I think she did do a great job of being a likable high school character Iman, if you're watching this, I know you are. I don't hate you. You know, I think you're fabulous, and I think you weren't set up for success. And yeah.
There you go.
The best example of that is in episode 6 when she did the chalkboard scene, where she planned out what they were going to do.
Yeah.
I think I played very well to who she is as an actress. I thought that was a great scene.
Mhm.
I thought that was very cute. But again, that goes back to the fact the first 2 episodes were fantastic.
In her wheelhouse.
Bronze. XQC is live. She's over there. Belbo Bell.
Oh,
Who
shit.
isn't though?
He's-
Who isn't though,
He's,
JP?
he's staking right now. He's
Shocked we didn't
Bell,
have
Bell.
any viewers at all.
It's true. It's true. Anyways, yeah, I thought the Lord of the Rings trailer was great. I'm watching For All Mankind. If you want a show about all Jesse, I think you might like For All Mankind. It's a space show about space that's alternate history. The setup is, what if Russia landed on the moon before the US did?
Militarized moon.
Military moon?
You're not far
Military
from
moon.
the show.
That's no moon. That's a military moon.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It's like they do a good job of like what would actually have happened.
Is it the Cold War in space?
100%.
basically?
That's a plot line of it for sure. And it's like, hey, NASA has funding. This is what NASA would do if they had there would be a fucking base on the moon. That would
stop
happen.
the Reds, JP.
You got to make sure the
You gotta
Soviets
stop them.
Yeah, the Soviets
stop
landed
them.
there first. Now we got to get there. They're drilling for
We
shit. We got to get on
They're
there.
taking the moon resources.
Yeah, it's very
You know what's
good.
crazy is like this was actually a topic in my political science classes, especially when I did debate,
Yeah.
was the militarization of space.
Yep.
Because it was a big topic at the time, was like, how do we prevent the military, an arms race in space specifically?
Yep. It'll only happen when there's money to be made in space. That's the issue.
That's 100% the truth.
Yeah. It's when now they're
Marvel.
already like privatizing the idea of like drilling asteroids and shit. That's already been set up, and companies have already been founded for all that. So,
Hey,
anyways,
Bronzeco Drilling is an ethical company.
is it? Yeah,
It is.
You use 100% homegrown drills.
I use 100% homegrown drills, and I use locally sourced labor that
Nice.
I don't pay
Nice.
That's not
because I'm against capitalism, so I don't pay them.
It's fantastic.
Coxco is the exact opposite. We're those bad guys trying to steal unobtainium.
I
I'm
hate
100% those
Coxco.
guys. They're like, burn that tree down.
Coxco would
We have
be
to
an
get to that
evil
unobtainium.
organization.
Yeah,
That would
I'm
be
the
bad.
bad guys. I'm the space bad guys for
Coxco.
Yeah.
sure.
Fucking Coxco.
Who cares about their way of life? Burn the tree. We must have our unobtainium.
Burn the tree. Wait, was that a
Wait, if
Warcraft
I-
reference? What?
No, that's the plot
Burn
of
it.
Avatar.
Oh, it was an Avatar.
Burn it.
Yeah,
reference.
literally, they have to get unobtainium
Yeah.
under the tree in Avatar, and they're just like, burn it down. It's me, Giovanni
Can we-
Ribisi, or whatever his
Here's
name
the-
is.
We need to do
Burn it down.
when we have a break, when there's a long break of MCU. I gotta rewatch Avatar. We gotta rewatch.
You really
Avatar.
should.
We gotta
Movie's
watch that as a
crazy.
show and talk about it because
There's
I
like
have not
good
seen
moments
it
in it, but it's
since it came out.
crazy.
I don't remember anything
Crazy.
from that show except that Sigourney Weaver's in it. I think.
Yep.
And they fuck the animals when they ride them or some shit like that. Like there's some
Yes,
weird
I believe
character
that's what
thing.
happens. Yes.
I
believe
remember
that's
that
what-
being
what-
an aspect of it.
Yep,
Yeah.
that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everyone's
Insertion
connected to the
occurs when they
planet.
ride the animals.
The planet is alive, JP, and they're all connected to it. And
Yeah.
only the evil corporation doesn't understand that, which is why he's like,
Well, don't
burn
spoil
it down
it
and
for
give me
me.
that
We're gonna rewatch it.
unobtainium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I remember about that movie, and I only watched it one time when it came out, was that there was like this mount that was a rare epic mount, flying mount in their World of
got it.
Warcraft in Draenor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There was a rare epic flying mount that no one could have except the one outsider who's not even max level was able to get it. And I literally during the movie was like, that's dumb. You're
You know
telling me
why?
people have been living here their whole lives, none of them could do it, but this
You know why
this
that is? And
dude
this is
who's been here for
when you-
one day can do
the reason why is the same reason why they burnt down the tree. Because all those people grew up fearing it and then respecting that creature. And he was a dude from the outside who had zero respect for any of their way of life and was like learning it. And he was like, I'm just going to tame that fucking thing.
Oh, that show
And they were
does
like,
have like
but
white
that's the
savior
sky god. You don't
syndrome.
tame the sky god. And he's like, I have no fear of that thing. Everyone else on that planet is like, that's the literal sky god, bro. And he's like, so I'm from Earth, bitch. And he did the whole, and this exact same thought of the guys who were like, burn the tree down. It's just a tree. Get the unobtainium. It's the exact same thought process, just at a different level.
And they want us to like
the show now.
him. They want us to like Jake Sully after that.
I see you, Jake Sully. She sees him.
Wait,
for who he really
is
is.
his name? How do you spell? Is it Sully?
Jake Sully.
And they call him
Who
Sully?
the hell knows what his who cares? Way in the water, bro.
His last name is Sully because he's sullying the planet by taming all the beasts that were not meant to be tamed. But she calls him Sully, I think.
Wait, is this the guy
Jake
from Monsters
Sully.
Inc? Is it the same character?
It is Sully. Yes, I see you, Sully.
So
Jake
I don't know
Sully.
why this just we got into stupid territory, and I thought about a stupid comment from chat earlier. Someone said that Bruno is going to be Beast in the MCU, and I thought that I should bring that into the show. So if it happens, it got predicted here first.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Imagine
a prediction.
They are about to make this the most important series.
Yeah, he's going to turn
Imagine
into
you
Frasier.
Go to a new planet with a new alien species alien to you.
Okay.
And they
And
have
Russia's
this
there
very
already?
intricate social
Oh.
structure and this beautiful relationship with nature. And, they tell you their names and all this stuff. And then you have to tell them your name, and it's Jake.
But hold on.
She thought it was romantic. She
Hold
let
on.
him headbang her. It's fine.
Like, imagine if in the Mummy, they're like, oh, I am Anaxuna Moon. And you have to be like, I'm Jake. Like,
What was Brendan Fraser's name in the
Yeah, what
Mummy?
was his name? O'Connell. You're on the wrong side of the river. Yeah, all
but
right.
what was his first
yeah,
name?
yeah,
It was
yeah, yeah.
O'Connell, but what was his first name?
It doesn't. Who cares what his first name is? His name's O'Connell. Everyone calls him O'Connell, which is
Yeah.
a great
Rick.
name.
It was Rick.
Rick is better
that's
than
a good
Jake.
name. That's a strong name.
Rick?
Rick was like,
O'Connell.
I'm Rick. Rick O'Connell. Versus
Uh,
That's
Jake.
the kind of name of a guy who
Sully?
definitely kills a mummy. Yeah.
Jake
Rick.
Sully. Imagine being like, my name's Jake.
I think Rick and Jake are on the same level in terms of.
No, Rick.
mean,
Rick
look, it's
sounds
not-
like Dick, and that's
It doesn't have
powerful.
like a crazy like you can't name a superhero. It's not Kamala, right? They can't be like Miss
No.
Marvel.
There's nothing.
there.
There's nothing.
Can't be
Here's
Miss
the thing.
Jake.
As a person who has a J in their name, there's nothing like tough guy
I'm also
about
a
a
person
J
with
in your
J
name.
in their name.
Yeah,
I have a
there's
vote in
nothing
this.
tough about that. J's do
I
not
also have
indicate
a J
toughness.
in my name.
Nothing tough about any of us.
So I also
No,
get a
No,
vote.
your name is Bronze.
No,
I'm sorry,
nothing
Bronze.
tough.
That you're Bronze. You're not.
There's nothing.
You
tough
gave up
about
your
the
name.
three of us.
Yeah.
We are the people who go to your planet and sneakily steal your unobtainium. We're not there
Listen,
to save you.
Jesse,
What is
We're not there to
happening?
help your
my
tribe.
my chat just said Cox Bular is going to destroy the world in 2179, and I'm here for it. And I think that's great. I think we should
Wait, is
join
that-
forces.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
Cox Bullard the next like Marvel supervillain?
That's
Yes.
our mining corporation, our space mining corporation. We've destroyed more planets than any war.
Cox Bullard.
Countless civilizations destroyed in the name of higher profits. They have our heads on like robot bodies in like an office somewhere. We're like that dude in Prometheus who's like, I just want to discover the secret. Yeah, like we are like, no one can control this company except us. Our grandchildren's children's children have died, and we will not let them have control. Yeah,
I
we're
want
those
to
evil
be
people.
that face from Doctor Who that's just like a face.
Stretched out.
Oh, you mean MCU Happy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
I've already got that amount.
we live forever with only the goal of profit.
Yeah.
We're like, How dare you play gods? Like money before all.
Bronze,
Yeah,
I need
that's
you.
us.
I need you to, with a little bit of enthusiasm. Can you just say moisturize me?
No, I
You're
refuse.
not. You're not good. Okay. All right.
I want
I'll-
to be like the God Emperor in 40K. I just want to be like a skeleton on a throne with wires and shit, and everyone's
Bronze.
Oh my God, AdMech future, yes.
like, "Yeah."
I want to be so
Uh-oh.
AdMech. I'm just a factory. Do you, you know what I'm talking about, Jesse?
Oh my God, I
A
can picture the
Mechanicus,
scene.
they're literally like sentient factories. I just want to be a factory.
The rebellion boards our capital ship, and they're like, we have to take down Jasmine. She's the only one. And then they get there and they're like, there's no one here.
I
She
am
is
the ship.
This is it. This was the moment
Yes.
that I lost
Yes,
control of the show.
dude.
Right here. This is it.
She is the ship. That is the worst sci-fi trope I've ever come up with, and I fucking love it.
I don't even know how we
It
got
would
here.
be so good.
I don't know what just happened.
We thought there was someone behind this world-destroying ship, but she is the ship. You just travel the cosmos, destroying worlds and sucking up the unobtainium. Yeah.
Wild.
74 more units of unobtainium required. And I like have like this protrusion, this proboscis that like goes out and like siphons the life out of planets.
The best part is people are like, what do they use the unobtainium for? And it's like, nothing. It's just to have it so no one else can. That's like the most evil thing of all.
Admiral Cox, how much unobtainium is now in the stores?
I'm just like a computer screen, like a 1970s computer screen.
Like fucking Winter Soldier?
Are you Armin Zola?
Well, there are over 40 units of unobtainium on board.
But then you got to just explode the building for some reason.
Well,
you
yeah,
gotta kill the
clearly we
factory.
don't win in the end. We
Yeah.
explode in the end, but we have centuries of domination over the universe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously.
Captain Universe comes in with
Yeah, obviously the heroes defeat us in the end, but we have a very good run of it.
Oh, yay, you killed us after 300 years. Go you. Oh. We only had 300 years of unprecedented wealth, luxury, and living. Oh, no.
Oh, I'm a computer. Oh. You've set me free. Thanks.
I just realized I had to Google
Oh
it
my
to make
God.
sure the names are correct. You know who the two of you are? Both of you are Marley and Marley and from the Muppets. That's who the two of you are.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we talked
we're
about
in
how
the
we're
balcony.
critics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're Marley and Marley.
Yeah.
That's who you guys are. All right, let's do some. We got to do some shout outs. We got to get
But
out
which
here.
Muppet is JP?
Kermit.
Probably Kermit, but I could also be Gonzo.
No, you Kermit.
I'm trying to think like
I
of
can
all
see
the.
you on that damn bike with
Can
your
I be?
legs
Can I be
flopping about.
Beak?
You're Kermit.
Can I be Beaker?
No, you're Kermit.
What about Fozzie?
Nah, you Kermit.
I might be Fozzie.
Nah, you Kermit.
What about Big Bird? That's Sesame Street. What? It's not a. Those different
Nah,
IPs.
you Kermit.
I think it's Fozzie. Wait, who is Sam Eagle? They're saying I'm Sam Eagle.
No, you Kermit.
Oh, Sam Eagle might be accurate. Do you know who Sam Eagle is, Jesse?
He's
I
the
do.
tough guy eagle. You're not. You're Kermit.
Mhm.
Guys, I don't know. I mean,
Not even close. No. You're Kermit.
Kermit's cool. I'm
Bring up
just
a
giving
picture
you
of Kermit.
options.
Bring up a picture of Kermit. You're Kermit. Look at Kermit the Frog.
Hold on.
Kermit.
Can I be the shrimp?
I'll allow it. If it's this thing of him combing his hair, I'll allow it. If he's like blowing his hair and combing it, I'll allow it. Yeah.
The fucking shrimp. What's his name? It's
Oh.
Pepe.
I don't know.
Is
if it
Pepe.
Guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
That's
100%.
Guys.
Yeah. Pepe, for sure.
Yeah.
Pepe the
Yeah,
Prawn
that's
is what
on.
his name is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's on.
I'll
That's
allow
on point. Yeah.
Let's do some shout outs.
So we're Marley, and Pepe the Prawn.
That's us. 3 of us. Old chums. Jesse, what do you got going on? Do some shout outs.
Hey, hi. I think, boy, this week I'm working on a script for a thing that I'm gonna try to put out on Saturday, and hopefully it'll be done. And I think tomorrow we're gonna do some more. I guess the patrons wanted more cooking, so we're gonna do another cooking thing for Patreon.
What are you
so-
gonna cook?
I don't know. I think it's out of one of the cookbooks of one of our many things. I don't know. I have no clue what it is. I usually don't find out until day of, and I'm like, all right, I guess this is what I'm doing.
Get the Final Fantasy cookbook.
I have it. We cooked the Popotos last time from that book.
I forgot what me and Aaron cooked from there.
And I made a mono potion drink, and I'm gonna let you know. I think it was a high elixir. Whatever it was,
Yeah.
it was delicious, but very sweet. It was dangerous. That shit's the kind of drinks that'll like get you. So,
kill, man.
Yeah. So, if you're over on Patreon, stay tuned for that. Should be fun.
Cool.
That's it for me.
Bronze.
Hi, hello. I'm that bronze girl. I'm not streaming for the rest of today because I have a new Invisalign tray in, and my mouth hurts like crazy. It feels like there's a vice on my head. But probably why I judge this show so harshly. But outside of that, I will be streaming tomorrow and the rest of this week. And Jesse guested on the first of my miniature painting shows, and that's going to continue on. So this Wednesday, you can come hang out with me while I paint minis. And I'm launching my new show this Friday, I think. Yeah, Friday, called Bagged and Boarded. I haven't done it in a while, and it's where I talk about comic books.
Nice.
And sometimes like shows like The Boys and stuff, but mostly books. So come through.
Cool.
Hey, you should reach out to Aaron about painting minis. We've got an entire painting station in our kitchen that has been there for...
I didn't know that Aaron painted.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she spent a ton of money on that. Hadn't used it in some time, and it'd be great if we got it out of her kitchen. So reach out.
I would love to reach out to Aaron about painting.
You might have to do it. It might have to be a weekend, though. She does the 9 to 5 thing now. But, yeah, do that. Cool. That's that. We'll cover all the San Diego Comic-Con stuff this weekend. That's going to be streaming live on Twitch. I'm going to see if I can restream it. I'll probably just do it and then get yelled at after the fact. I don't think Marvel would DMCA me, right? I don't think the mouse would get up after me.
Not on Twitch, probably not. On YouTube,
I'll just delete the VODs after.
I was going to say, if you delete the VOD, you're probably good.
Yeah, I'm not going to put them up on VOD. We'll discuss everything they talk about, at least as much as we can and much as we could show on Monday. Probably I'm thinking we're going to get some trailer. There's got to be something. You don't go to San Diego Comic-Con unless you got a trailer or something.
We'll have it this weekend for sure. It might be the Comic-Con trailer, but we'll have a trailer for sure.
There will be a trailer next week, probably of Black Panther. There's got to be something. Got to be something. We'll cover all that, and then you've got homework. You watch the first 3 episodes of X-Men, the animated series, whatever they're called. Night of the Sentinel Part 1. Episode 2 is just called Episode 2
and then
for
episode
some
2.
reason. And then Episode 3 is like Mr. Meet Magneto or something. I forgot the name. Anyways, you can find it on Disney+. We'll discuss all those next week as well. That's it. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next week for more MCU Crew. We're out of here. Bye-bye.